Well, Jesse is looking to make the rounds with his resume. What a time that was when you used to have to
Look
print
at
your resume out, go to the mall, walk around, apply for jobs. Everything's different now. But we see Jesse is making his rounds, looking to land a sales job, but unfortunately, he might be out of his depth. There are no sales position. The position that they need is has requires minimal to no experience, and he realizes he's going to be in advertising. One of the dudes is on the corner flipping signs, doing flips, wearing dumbass costumes, which actually fits Jesse Pinkman very well. He's not pleased with this, and as he's leaving the office, he runs into a character we know, or excuse me, we meet by the name of Badger, a rehabilitated, upstanding citizen who's working on his helicopter move and is opening up Jesse's eyes to the possibilities of possibly having a new partner in the cooking space. Badger asks for some crystal, and Jesse says he's thinking of retirement since his partner is an asshole and he doesn't have a pseudo supply. So when niggas are in a criminal enterprise and things don't work out, they got to get real jobs. And the last thing criminals want to do is get real jobs. Fellas,
Mhm.
what do you think about Jesse applying for work and then realizing that he might have a new partner in Badger? And what are your overall thoughts on your on Badger as we meet him for the first time?
Interesting thing for me with it was I was kind of confused. Again, hadn't watched the show in a grip. That was like, is this a flashback? Like because he Jesse looked cleaned up. This looked like Pride. Because I'm like, Jesse's on meth. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he got a haircut. You know what I'm saying? He don't look, his skin don't look flushed. You know what I'm saying? I was confused for quite a bit until I was like, oh, this is like after the fact, and this kind of ties back into the last episode. So some time has passed, which I don't know how much, but some time has passed where Jesse, after leaving his parents' crib, is like, okay, I got to figure it out. And he already was talking about that retirement. I'm done with this type stuff anyway after all of that. So he tried to go legit. So I was confused at first, but man, listen, this was so funny to me. Just because it's like, bruh, he was so for real about like trying to get a job. And like, bruh, I can't tell you how many times I done interviews and I thought I was here for one thing and I'm here for another thing. So,
You think of a
bruh,
sales, so they had you a
uh,
mop. Yeah,
bro,
nigga.
straight up.
I'll be on fries next week though.
Shout out to everybody who gets that reference.
Yeah. But
Yeah, this was the interesting and always will be interesting thing about this show is these openings like they open. Jesse being in the suit, not in clothes that are as worn as his mother said. It was impressive. It's unrealistic though. Like you get somebody like Jesse coming into a sales job, they giving it to him. You don't need a degree for a sales job.
yeah,
That's not
yeah.
what you do.
In
So
2008,
to
it's
2008, you
maybe.
might be right. Yeah, no, good point. Very, very good point. But today, Jesse gets that job, and he got to spin the little sign too. He got to just do the double thing and show him that he can sell. But yeah, I found it interesting that he was trying to do something else this early.
Hmm.
I didn't remember this, like you said. I ain't rewatched it in a while. It being my third time through, though, I forgot all about this episode in the sense of Jesse, like he was really trying to go legit, be like 50 Cent.
I had a little small thought like, damn, I wonder if Jesse thought about a drug test. Once again, talking about older times, like this is in the heavy in the drug testing era as well. So I'm thinking, damn, Jesse, like he must have scoured, I'd imagine, different opportunities that didn't require it. But that was one of the first things I thought. But yeah, it definitely reminded me of 2008, just that whole process of this is what it's like to get a job. And like I said, being able to actually physically get up and hand out your resumes. Like you hand a resume to somebody now, like off the street, they looking at you crazy. That's about to be a paper ball. Kobe, they
All
throwing
right,
that shit in the
hey,
trash.
hey, listen.
Facts.
When I got fired some years ago, I don't know, maybe 6, 5, 6 years, 6, 7 years ago, maybe. Bro, I was trying to still. I thought we were still in it. Well, we were we was like hybrid in that climate. You know what I mean? And I was pulling up to places like kind of cash visual business casual, just walking in like, hey, how you doing today? Hey, I'm just trying to see, try to see if you
Yeah,
guys are
y'all
looking
got
for.
some work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like for real, like doing that, like, and some people, they're like, oh, well, actually, but most of them was like, no, not at this moment and stuff. But I thought I can, what I mean, try to charm into it. So it really resonated for me when I seen Jesse do that because I remember like nobody got back. Brian had to take a job at IHOP, like for that small window before I got back into the business of graphics. But like I had to take that IHOP job. We was eating. I was like, hey, it's like they hiring, but go get the application. I'm like, damn, I got to really do this.
shout out to Jalen. Shout out to Jalen and Long John Silver's getting in a fight. If you know, you know. Shout out to Roll, man.
Hey
Uh,
man.
yeah, man. Do y'all remember? We'll move on, but do y'all remember actually filling out physical job applications like
Oh
with
yeah.
your hands? Like
Oh yes.
Yeah.
that's in like. I was thinking about this earlier. I was thinking about, and this is random, being old enough to where you worked a job. I remember working at Foot Locker in high school and calling up there like, "Hey, did the checks come in?
Oh
I want to
man.
come up there and get my check." Like that. That was the
Hey.
fact that we lived in all of this stuff. Like we lived
Mhm.
in all these areas where
Hey.
nobody was thinking about direct deposit. Nigga,
That's
it's noon. Did
funny.
the mailman come up? I'm about to pull up to the mall, about
And
to
I gotta
get
go
my check,
cash my check.
and I'm about to cash it, and I'm about to
Cash
spend
it.
90% of
Dang.
it in this first day.
Hey, listen. The pulling up, you try to say what time the checks come in, and pulling up knowing you got your fit ready. Because hey, listen, I look different when I'm outside of work, just in case y'all didn't know.
You pull the Alicia Keys. I look different a lot.
I like
Look a lot different outside my work
listen,
clothes.
or you're on the shift with a check and then you work with homegirl or whatever, and you
Yeah,
ain't
you
never
see
seen
homegirl come
them
in and yeah,
outside
that's
of work,
what I
and you
was
be
gonna
like,
say. I was gonna say that.
oh,
Cause you be at work on Friday and there's somebody come in there and get the check, like you said, you like, "Ah, damn,
it's like,
you made the
Yeah,
khakis. You made the work khakis.
this ain't that
yeah,
ain't the McDonald
man.
uniform right there.
Yeah, when we work a shift again, like when we work again together, man. I need to talk to
Thanks.
you.
Yeah.
The holla. Shit,
Hey,
what's
Thanks.
totally
up?
I'm like,
different. But
Oh
that's
Badger,
man.
funny.
what I'll say say about Badger is, I mean, he's definitely a loser like most of his circle, but I feel like Badger was pretty cool outside of the corniness of all of the other stuff. I felt like Badger was pretty cool in the sense of his approach. Like, hey man, look, I got this. Like, if you want to get back to it, and I just thought his approach was cool. I mean, like I said, we get he's supposed to be funny, comic relief and all that, but I felt like his approach was cool in a sense. Like, hey, we go back. I don't know how close they were back in the day, but he didn't put the pressure on it, and I felt like Jesse was like, okay, this is a little bit up my lane. I'm not gonna have to get rid of a body. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with a person like Badger. So
Define cool, cause nigga walking up on me
The-
asking for some crystal. Like, nah, I'm like
well, Badger's a friend of his.
all
Like
things
he
all things considered, you mean?
yeah,
fuck 'em.
all things considered. I'm saying, but like it ain't Badger's not a stranger to him. So yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
crazy. But like the fact is, like, bro, this might be like a high
Listen,
school dude. He used to copy off my test, or I might used to get homework, or we used to go outside and smoke during lunch, whatever. Like he might, I don't, you know what I mean? Like he might be some kind of like homeboy that he was cool with before they just lost touch, and so then you kind of reconnect. And that's why I said that approach. But like, yeah, if you was a stranger, yeah, nah,
Y'all
it's
dressed like the
wild.
Statue of Liberty, man, asking for crystal. Get the fuck out of my face.
in Jesse's scenario, though, this is how you go to jail, messing with people like Badger.
This
He
is
might be
true.
cool to smoke
Facts.
with.
This is true.
He might be cool to smoke with and chill, but if you're trying to go to jail, like, yeah, bring Badger along with you.
Yeah,
So yeah.
you're right.
Absolutely, man. We'll talk more about Badger in the episode. Welcome back to another episode of No More Half Measures. Joined by your three hosts. My name is Rich, joined by the good brothers Maurice Hernt III and the legend Spike Lou. We are breaking down the incredible series Breaking Bad, created by Vince Gilligan. Fellas, how y'all doing today, man?
Hey, doing good, man. Let them know it's Big Rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, not the little one. You know
man.
what I'm saying? Let them know what time it is, dog.
Try to be humble, man. You know,
Trying to be humble, man. I ain't gonna let you do it, man. Big Rich Town is in the building, man. But doing good, man. I'm glad to be here with the two other chefs, and like I say every episode, man, I'm ready to cook.
ready to cook, man. Spike Lou, how you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling great, man. Glad to be here doing this with you good brothers, talking about this great TV show. Let's
Mhm.
get into
Talking
some
about
mess.
this great TV show. It's been fun getting into it. It's crazy. We're on even with the small hiatus. We're on episode 5 already, and y'all already know how I feel about episode 6. That is the one that kind of picked things up. But before we get to 6, we do need to discuss 5. We appreciate all of you out there for listening, for tuning in, for leaving comments, for showing your love for the show, for us. Can't tell you enough how much that means. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. I know there are a lot of TV shows on right now, but if you're looking for a good rewatch, go ahead and tell people, hey, found this podcast, three brothers talking about Breaking Bad from a unique perspective, and go ahead and check it out, man. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun for you. I'm saying that humbly, of course. And as I mentioned, we have some comments that I want to go ahead and discuss and read with y'all. First and foremost, we did get an email from Isaiah Hollis. This was a little bit prior to us coming back. Actually, I think 5 days ago. So before our last episode, he just mentioned, "Hey, wondering when the next episode of the podcast is coming." Mo responded and said it'll be dropping on Monday, which it did, episode 4. And Isaiah responded with saying, "For sure, this is my favorite show, and I love y'all perspective. I can't wait for y'all to get to Tuco. We appreciate you, Isaiah. Thank you. Hopefully, we do your favorite show some justice by discussing it in a manner that you find fitting." And then also want to shout out Trent C. Trent C7329. We got a YouTube comment. He's a new subscriber. We appreciate you, Trent. Salute to you. He did leave a comment saying, "I haven't gotten any of these episodes except the pilot in my podcast feed. I unsubbed and resubbed, and the pilot is still the only episode listed. Podcast Addict on Android is my app." I am not sure, Mo. Maybe you can speak to this. Do you know if the episodes upload properly? Or are they still going to Podcast Addict, or will we need to tell Trent to maybe switch it to Spotify?
Yeah, brother. I'd
YouTube?
say go and get Spotify. If you're an Android user, go and get Spotify, brother. Like that's Spike.
Fair.
I was hey, listen. I was really trying to keep it PG, but like listen. Hey, seriously, brother. Like, just see, I can't even be serious now because Spike just subtly, just like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let him. Like, just get Spotify though, bro. Like, you don't have to pay for nothing. Just get Spotify.
You can listen to it for free on Spotify, bro.
And YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, just get YouTube. Yeah, I know it's a nuisance when you
Yeah.
got it. Like, you can't lock your screen, but so
You don't have to subject yourself to Project Addict or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not.
Podcast Addict.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are.
You don't gotta do that. You don't gotta do that, bro.
Nah,
Just
I
go
don't
to
even.
Spotify.
That's the first time hearing that, brother. Like, for real. Like, I never even heard of that. So I'm sorry. I actually, shout out to them for having the pilot over there, because I only upload on 3 places. 2 of them are podcast apps, and the other one is YouTube. So shout out to them having one of our episodes. Shoot.
Are we on Google Play or anything like that?
I'm not sure. I never really look outside of the big dogs, for real. Like, we could be. Like, I thought it naturally just goes where it goes. So I don't know.
This nigga Trent probably listening right now, but man, fuck y'all.
Hey,
y'all ain't help me at all. Like, I don't want to switch to Spotify.
I started laughing too quick because Mo, this would have been similar to Mo's email. Like, stop reading. If I hadn't started laughing, you was really finna.
He was about to ask what you doing, man. Hey, Trent probably like, listen, I know all about
Nigga
Spotify.
said just download Spotify.
Yeah,
Well, because it's just like
Like it was new.
Hey, that's just silly.
It is.
Mo one of one. Not you, Trent. I mean, you gotta listen how you listen. But
Hey,
yeah,
thank you for subscribing.
Hey man.
yeah, we appreciate you, man. Please don't unsubscribe. If we-
Yeah.
get a
Extenuating
1-star-
circumstances may keep him from Apple or YouTube or Spotify. So, Podcast Addict, all you got, man. I hope they upload and update soon.
I hope.
Yeah,
he
or
hears
hit us
this.
up, man. Hit us up like directly. No more half. What is it? Shit. I don't
You gonna send- you
No
gonna
more
send them the
half measures
episodes, did you?
pod@gmail.com.
Maybe, man. Who knows, man? We
Yeah.
podcast to the people. Maybe we could specially deliver these episodes to Trent. We just appreciate you, man. We getting started. We just now rolling. Spike Lewis.
Send him a
like,
cassette tape.
nigga.
You gonna burn a CD?
Yeah, man. It might be a couple. We just gonna send a box set at the end of the
Send
season.
it.
Send a box set with
Send
cassettes and
him
just
one.
go ahead. He said burn the CD. Yeah, I still got the
Oh.
CDR over here. Shout out to you,
Man.
Trent, man. We appreciate you, good brother. And then the only other comment we got is from our guy Kiori. Kiori mentioned when Hank told Walt that he'd hold the family down, it was a total Phil Leotardo move. It shows that he loves Walt like a brother-in-law and that he never think of him being Heisenberg. I agree with you. Love him like a brother-in-law is that's great. Obviously a callback to Sopranos. And kind of referencing that conversation we had,
Mhm.
Spike Lee, you kind of alluded to you where you were waiting for me or Mo to say, hey, Hank doesn't even respect Walt enough to even go to him to ask him about this meth
We
that they
see this in
found
this
because,
episode like
hmm
a couple times. Like Monica did write in. Shout out to Monica. I didn't send it, but she just wrote in like when we were on a hiatus. She's like, "Hey, miss you guys. Hope you guys, hope everything's okay." So I did want to shout out Monica, and then Kiori also. When I made the upload, I didn't put this either, but I mean, Rich was there. When I uploaded our last episode of Cancer Man, I used the music sicko mode,
Sicko mode.
and
Yeah,
he,
wow.
he said, "Yo, you are
Son,
crazy for putting sicko mode." Well, man, that's cancer.
That was intentional.
I mean,
Come on, man. There's no way. There's no way you're gonna sit here and sell me that wasn't intentional. All the songs ever
I don't
created in the
know.
entire history of the world, and you found sicko mode for the episode titled Cancer Man. That's crazy.
It wasn't
Good
me.
catch by Kiori.
I was there.
Yeah, man. Good catch by Kiori. And I commented on my page or my personal page and saying Mo is a sick man.
Hey,
Mo is a
real
sick
sicko when
man.
you
So
get to know me, nigga.
All right, it's time to move on. All right, y'all. We are here, season 1, episode 5, titled Gray Matter. Vince Gilligan, the creator of the show, he credits this episode as the one where Walter White officially breaks bad. This episode was released February 24th, 2008, directed by Trisha Brock and written by Patty Lynn. Of course, if you were looking to watch Breaking Bad with us, if you're Trent, you probably have the VHS set. Or you can watch this on Netflix as it is streaming there. Shout out to Trent, man. You're going to get these jokes as you are a guy.
Yeah.
Spike Lou, do we have a
Yes.
synopsis for this episode?
Yes, we do. Season 1, episode 5, Great Matter, as you just said, Rich. In this episode, fellas, Jesse is looking to switch careers, but the signs are pointing in the wrong direction. Skylar and Walt attend a birthday bash for an old colleague who's concerned about Walt's health and makes him an offer he shouldn't refuse, according to Skylar. Jesse gets back in the lab. The White family has an intervention, not Soprano style though. And Jesse and Walt realize they need each other after all. This is season 1, episode 5 of No More Half Measures.
I've said it once, I've said it a million times. There's nothing like a Spike Lee synopsis. Signs pointing in the wrong direction. Was that a play on words with the sign
was.
being spun outside? Look, this guy's got a future, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this. Write the name. Remember the name, Spike Lee. You might hear it again in the future. You heard us in the cold open discuss Jesse. As we move past the credits, we look at Walter and Skylar. They're heading to the all beige party in the Hamptons of Albuquerque. And we find out that it is Walter's former partner, Elliot. Walter's concerned about his gift. We don't know what it is at this point, but he thinks that it's not enough for someone like Elliot. Let me ask y'all real quick. Well, let me finish the description, then I'll ask y'all. We see Gretchen again. We saw her in a flashback episode a few episodes back, or a flashback scene, excuse me, a few episodes back. And Walter shares a hug and a smile as they exchange pleasantries. And you see Walter just in this world that he used to be a part of. Before you talk about the scene, just a real quick question. What do you think the proper etiquette is when you get an invitation for something and it says no gifts? Are you still bringing a gift, or are you acknowledging that, hey, y'all niggas said no gifts, I'm coming empty handed?
You know how cool we are. If it's my man's and he say no gift, then like I still may get in something just like on the side. Here you go. This
Even
on
if it's
us.
like a bottle or something, yeah, like
Yeah,
something small
yeah.
that he can just steal.
Something small.
I'm a person. I force people to mean what they say. So
That's the most Mo answer ever.
I force people. Like I've made that decision a few years ago of they said one thing, but they really mean what do they? When you go down that rabbit hole of trying to figure out somebody saying one thing means something else, I say I can't live that way. So I just stopped living that way. I say I force people to mean what they say. And
it's gonna be something
No,
sentimental too.
no gift.
Like what Walt did.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Something that means something to me and him.
got you. Yeah, and as my brother Ralph always says, man, say what you mean the first time.
Yeah.
If you say no gifts,
I do
ain't
agree
gonna
with
wanna
Walt
get
too,
it.
though.
Would y'all feel? Would you feel if you didn't bring a gift? Would you feel a way when you get there and see a table full of gifts?
I would. I still would. Don't get it twisted. I would feel away.
Yeah, and I
Like,
wonder. Go ahead, my bad.
no, that you're right. No, I mean, that was I would definitely feel away.
I wonder how much of this is just to show the crowd. Like when I don't think obviously Elliot's rich, doing well for himself, and we find that out later on as Walter goes in the library. But um, it might be rich nigga etiquette to where we don't come empty handed either way. Like we're going to get you a gift, or regardless of what you say, because it's nothing to us. If I want to get you Eric Clapton's guitar, I can get you Eric Clapton's guitar, and be able to stunt and have a flex moment because that's how they exchange currency. I got this for you. We saw it in The Sopranos. Remember when
With the gun.
Marco Polo.
not even that. The Mr. and Mrs. John Sacramone request. Remember, Carmella made the list of who, like, what they gave and what they got from other people. They were talking to Meadow about it. Like, this is how you remember. Watch. We don't want to. If somebody gave us 500, we're not giving them 1,000.
Oh, you're talking.
We give you that 500. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where I think rich people might just look at things in the sense of we keep tabs, and this is how we show our respect and appreciation for anything in the future. So, Spike, did you have any thoughts on the all beige party and just Walter being back in this environment where we can see he knows these people, but he's out of that world and has been out of it for quite some time?
Are you calling it the all beige party, or is that like
I'm
official?
calling it the all because Skylar walked in. She said I ain't get the beige memo. So they always
First
talk
of
about
all-
all white parties, but yeah, that's why I call it the all beige party. If they had an all beige
Can we
party,
talk? Walt would definitely be invited. Can we talk about what Walt and Skylar got on?
sick.
I disappointed, like because we talked about we used to hit on some of this with good earners. Like that dress is disgusting.
She said it was a prom
That
dress from
is
'85.
nasty, and Walt's suit is nasty too.
All of it. The
And
buttons,
everybody
all
got
of
on
it.
the
I
linens.
don't think Walt's suit was as nasty as the dress
It wasn't as nasty as the dress.
because it still feels like it's overly dressed, and that's the part that I didn't like. But again, they're you could tell they're out of touch. You know what I'm saying? They're
I
definitely
ain't
out
gonna
of.
hold you.
But that dress was like,
I couldn't be married to a woman who would like allow herself to be out. It's like if I'm questioning it as like the man, and you ain't seeing nothing wrong with it as the lady, and you just show up to these rich folks party like that, nah.
I really need some more
gotta-
background on Skylar.
yeah,
I need
Yeah,
to know
yeah.
how she
It's-
That is
it's-
definitely
it's this
I agree
interest,
with
and
that.
I've been trying to connect. I mean, and it's just one of those. You try not to make it a black thing, but it's just this show is like it shows like Sopranos. It shows some of such similarities to Italian Americans and African Americans, but
Okay.
this show shows like dramatic differences, and it's just got to be pointed out. So it's. I just
Like
look
the
at it
dress.
like
This
the dress.
whole fit.
They were
Yeah, this
just
is
so.
part.
I think that Skylar, Marie, they was just so much sheltered. They ain't never been outside like that. Like they always played it safe, and I think that she got a safe husband, and he always had admirations to be dangerous, probably in certain aspects of his life. We get a little bit of that in this, so it's like and then she thinks she's the prize. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's a crazy name.
that she thinks she's the prize. So
Like
the way she's
She's
carrying
like an
it.
Oklahoma 10,
Yeah.
like an Ozarks 10 or something like that.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, it's like more like that. It's like small town team.
Yeah, like you was
You like
if you was from Omaha, I get it. Like the bitch, well, I guess they are in Albuquerque. So
Albuquerque. Yeah.
we
so
gotta,
it's-
our man's got to let us know what the scene looking like in Albuquerque. It's like is Skylar a 10 in Albuquerque? The listener that we had is a black man in
Milton,
Albuquerque.
yeah, shout out to Milton, man.
Milton. Shout out to
Bill,
Milton.
let us know like the scale in Albuquerque. What is Skylar in Albuquerque? Cause she like where I'm at.
Because that's
Yeah,
what I be
she
trying
not.
to figure out. Like I'll be at moments, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to see what she's going for. Like I'm trying to see. I'm genuinely like, because at moments of Carmella, you be like, okay, I can see what Carmella was getting off there. I see what
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was trying to
Carmella
do.
getting that off in Jersey.
Yeah, but
Like,
like
boss wife, yeah, like she
all
got
that,
the
like
swag.
she had her
Like,
moments, like put the chinchilla on, like
Skylar
but
ain't got no swag.
I can't. That's why I said I'm trying to
But
get it,
Walt
but
don't either though. So.
he don't either. And there's an intriguing thing about. I'll wait till we get to the intervention scene because there's this small world thing that Vince Gilligan has built, that it made me start to really come into this Albuquerque vibe of what this is, this middle class family. I kind of really got to see it this episode, so I'll speak to that when we get a little further. But the hug, and I know those type of hugs,
and I know those. I was about to say, man, I know those type of hugs. You could tell that there's some sort of history between
Yes.
Gretchen and Walter.
it was a great payoff for flashback. Great payoff, because we at least
For
needed
sure.
to know why are y'all showing that. But that was a great flashback. But this whole thing is I'm gonna let y'all respond, but like this whole setup of Skylar is nasty.
We move on. We're still at the house, but we just have a little small moment where Walter finds some quiet time in the house library. And it's really just a setup for us to see that Elliot is a reenactment. We don't know at this point who Elliot is. We just know they're at this house. And we know we've seen Gretchen in the past, but this is our first intro to Elliot. And we get to see in the library that Elliot's a renowned scientist. He's on the cover of Scientific American. His name's Elliot Schwartz, Gray Matter Technologies, obviously the episode title. And Walter begins coughing before he goes back out to the party. He's mingling with old colleagues, talks about the company Gray Matter, how they got the name. Schwartz, black, white, Walter ended up with gray. And it makes you wonder, see the big house, see the pool, see the gifts, see the fancy, guest list, Albuquerque's finest. What happened? You guys made this company together. How did we get here? So it's a great thing Vince Gilligan does where he introduces something, but you might not get an answer right away, but you can definitely tell that they work together. And Walter tells people he's now in education and they ask him which university, which he is not at a university, he's at a high school. So just a constant reminder that Walter, you are too smart to be doing what you're doing, and we expect more of you here. Like you're Walter White. What do you mean you're at a high school? You should be doing anything. You're a co-founder of this company. What did y'all think about that small scene of Walter kind of really looking at the life that he should be having?
This adds fuel to the fire for me when I say like he's already broken bad from the moment we start the series. I can't blame Hank for how he treats you, or Walt Jr. for cussing you out, or for Skylar giving you the offhand hand job on your birthday. If you're as respected as you are in this community, if you put a little hustle to it, you could go out and get some kind of job where you're in a renowned space, or you're at least making more money. You settled on teaching high school. So I'm not gonna feel like this is one of the scenes that really made me not like Walt. Cause like, bro, you chose this shit. But now in these first 4 episodes, they painting the picture as, oh, Walt gets a hard time from Hank, his brother-in-law. He gets a hard time from his son, and his students don't respect him, and all of these things. Had this girl left him and went and married the other dude to be rich. Nigga, he's still smart though. And you decide to be the broken person who can't get past that and go teach high school. I don't feel sorry for you for that, nigga. Like, that ain't no excuse to go cook meth. So nah, like, get
I,
out of here, kick
I,
rocks.
I also want to point out before you go, Mo, just they did a great job of just not just introducing Skylar as, excuse me, introducing Walter as, hey, this is the white and gray matters. But hey, I remember we had this problem nobody could solve, and Walter was the
And
one
he the
that came
only
up
one
with the
that could
idea.
do it.
Like he's not just some schmuck, and you got the people around there saying, "Oh, so you run the company with Elliot." They're setting that expectation, like, "Yo," and we saw it with the flashback scene, which was great. Walter's not just some poo put that just stumbled. He's not a Jesse who ran out of option and I'm going door to door just trying to send my resume. You have any option you want, and that's a great point, Spike. You chose to be a high school teacher. And shout out to all the high school teachers. Y'all are needed, y'all are underpaid, the whole nine. You change lives. But when you're as brilliant as Walter, anybody's going to look at it as underachieving, right? You're underachieving unless you have enough funds and ends to, hey, I'm doing this as a passion project. Nah, your family need money, bruh. Like, so you are just above you above what you're doing, and we're starting to see that firsthand when Walter's with a different crowd. Mo, what you think?
Y'all hit it on nose. The question I had though is, did Skylar come to what's the homeboy name, the colleague?
Elliot?
Did she come to Elliot before the gift ceremony? Or y'all think
Yeah, they
she
showed him
did?
over there talking.
Yeah, they showed him
That's when
talking.
she was telling him. When she was right there talking to
So
him, and
before
Walt was
the
about to walk over there. It
oh,
was
so
before the gifts. Yeah.
oh, okay. So
Yeah,
then you think
right.
he embraced the gift that way because of the information?
Yes.
Because I'm sitting there like I
That
didn't
was
really
fake.
track that before, but I was like, I thought it was
That's a
dope. I
good
said,
call out too.
you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking
Mhm.
like, dang, Walt, he nailed it. He
That is
nailed it in the
great.
sense that there's this sentiment, and he's trying to flow with it. Like, hey, what do you give a man that has
Damn, that's a
everything?
good point.
But then I'm like, dang, it really
He
that
did that
wasn't
because he
even.
knew he was sick.
Dang,
Mm.
that's what bothered. Now that bothers me
So
because anyway, yeah, that
that's
I
a
bothered
mean,
me
perfect.
now.
that's the type of person the dude is. Like he snaked his girl. Of course he
Yeah,
gonna do this.
yeah,
So
not, yeah.
that's a really good. I don't think I've ever peeped that more. That's a really good. Like he being that person who is the reason. What's her name? Gretchen.
Gretchen. Yep.
Yeah, like snake shit like that. What you just called out, Mo, is the reason she's sitting there with him instead of being with Walt.
Would you laugh if your homie introduced his girl and said this is Gretchen?
Did
Would
he
there be
do
like
that?
a slight? Would there be a
Like
slight chuckle? I'm just asking
Yes.
y'all. Like, would there
like
be a
knowing
slight
knowing
aggression?
that you dated her.
Nah, like no. Just like if a nigga, one of your niggas just say, "Yeah, this is my new girl. Her name's Gretchen." Like Gretchen. Like what? She was
Oh, you
born in
just saying the name
1870.
Gretchen.
Like yeah, what the fuck, Gretchen? Yeah. Anyway, that's a great
Gladys
She gotta
call,
have a
Mo.
nickname, Big Gretch or something.
Gretch.
Yeah,
Big Gretch.
G.
that's a great call, and it kind of leads to our next scene where we see Elliot opening gifts at the no gift party, which is crazy. Gets a guitar from Eric Clapton, as I mentioned earlier, Strat, but it is the Yum Ramen, 10 for $1.99, that catches Elliot's attention. Before I move on with the scene, brief conversation since Mo brought this up. Do you think that reaction was 100% because he knows Walter's sick? Was there any sincerity um, to maybe a flashback moment? We talk all the time, even on Another Week in the Books, just about the journey and what that means. And maybe it's a moment for him to look back like, damn, like once you've been living this way for a long time, you start thinking of the struggle and you're like, damn, we really did. Like it's a good flashback, man. I ain't seen my dog in some time. Like it feels good to be here. We're celebrating. Was there anything that was genuine about that, or was it, oh man, this man's sick. I'm about to hype this gift up.
I think two things can be true. I know I just said what I said about him in the last scene. However, once that is presented to you and you have the new information too, I think there is something genuine there. Like it's something to say, and I'm sure you guys have people like this in your life. Like the person that like we was busting down $5 going to McDonald's. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you still know that person, that shit means something. We ain't gotta
Mm-hmm.
talk every day. We ain't gotta talk all like, but you was there with me, nigga. We was back to back in the foxhole trying to figure it out. Like those
Yeah.
people that are still around for you, or even if you don't talk to them on a daily basis, there's no way you can avoid that genuinely meaning something. Because they
Yep.
was right there. They know where you came from, you know where they came from. So I do think there was some sort of genuineness there, but I do agree with Mo in the sense of the sauce was put on there because I know what's wrong with you. And even probably that made it more sentimental to him. He thinking like, oh,
Mm.
Walt just gonna be around. Walt just like he just gonna be over there being Walt, school teacher, whatever it may be. But now I got this news, like, nah, he might be finna die. That add on to it. And some of that probably is fake, but some of that probably is genuine too. Like, damn, bro, I got all this and my man's from the past.
And that's a great point. You know, we all probably got them homies where if I got $5, I mean we got $5.
We
You
got
know what I
250.
mean? And we about to get it how we live. Also, we don't know it at this point, but it'll be something to think about later as we find out the whole company part of this. You know, when Gretchen makes that phone call, like as far as we're concerned, this money is yours. So kind of alludes to maybe there's some guilt there as well. Like, yo, this man's suffering, and we kind of Elliot might be thinking I took his girl and his company for real.
Mm,
Like, so I kind of
I
owe
mean, I
this
already
down.
took his horse.
Jesus.
Mo, what you think?
Jesus.
What you think about the whole thing, man? Do you think this
Uh,
was I know you brought up the
it's
point. Was this extra sauce or?
it's hard. It every I'll say this is like one of the most interesting scenes on the civilian side of the white family. For me, like I was super into it, and it's something about a white barbecue. You know what I mean? It's something interesting, similar to Marco
Notice you didn't
Polo
say cookout.
Mhm.
cookout.
Barbecue.
get together. I don't know what they call it.
It's a barbecue.
Function.
Yeah, they
It's
bake
a
the
barbecue.
ribs. They bake the ribs. The ribs are in the oven right now.
They're boiling them
Yes.
joints. You get pre-game. But it's something interesting about it, just seeing how Walt navigated it and seeing like, you know, in this moment, like it's not a reunion, but it's giving that vibe. And, you know, now that, and I didn't even think about it until we just talked about it, but I hate that I noticed that, because now it changes my sentiment and my idea of Elliot, because I thought Elliot was on some like, yo, man, I ain't linked with you. You know, you almost like, you forget why we stopped talking. I mean, obviously you got the girl or whatever, but maybe
we
there
know
was.
why. It's the
I
girl.
mean, but it could have been, but it could have
Nah,
been
it's
like, hey,
always the
this was
girl,
years
bro.
later. You know what I'm saying? This could have been like some years later, you know, whatever. Don't make it right, but it could have been like, yeah, I've been done. We happened, whatever. But it made me like not enjoy it as much now that I'm saying out loud, because I'm like, dang, I'm thinking it's genuine in the sense that I've been to college. I had roommates. Shout out to my bro Dom. Shout out to my other bros in our dorm or whatever. If there was something like that with them, I'd be like, yo, now that's fire. I would laugh and be like, yo, y'all nailed it. This is exactly what we used to do. Like, you know what I mean? But in this sense, knowing that Skylar already talked to him, like I feel like he's already putting on and he's building towards the momentum of trying to hide his hand in the sense, like, hey man, we should have you for the company, man. You're just as brilliant as anybody else, and this and that. And then, but he showed his hand when he was like, oh, we got great health insurance. And that's when Walt knew right there, you know, what made you think that was my problem?
Well, he asked about it though.
I'm gonna
That was
bring
a
that up
thing,
here in a
though.
second.
Well, real quick, let me ask a
Yeah.
question before you bring that up, before we move on. Cause y'all work for a dude who is now dating your ex.
I mean, what if
And you married?
It's not even, you know, it ain't even about the girl though.
What does that mean?
It has
It's
to be
about,
a
I
lucrative.
think I'm better than you.
So you couldn't work for him.
That's what I think it is with Walt. Like his
I'll
ego.
try it.
I'm better than
So
you. For real.
wait, I just want to
I'll drag
understand.
Elliot
though.
by the ear and throw his ass in the pool. Fuck out of here. You ain't
That's
better than
hilarious.
nobody.
Y'all
Dragging by the ears.
y'all would or would not care
If
if
it's
you were
something
working
like,
for someone who is dating and married to your ex,
so there's caveats here, right?
and you married.
It's not. It doesn't seem like it's an ex-wife. I don't think they were ever married. No children, of course. Years ago,
Pretty serious
and
relationship.
this is a top. And I'm married. Like I said, years is the key emphasis. Enough time has passed. I've moved on in my life, and this is a big time company. If you ask me to, if you own a franchise of Chick-fil-A's and you ask me to run one of them, like fuck you, bro, get out of here. But if it's a lucrative, I'm a partner in a big time science company that I actually helped build. I mean, my bread, bro. Like we ain't even got to talk, my nigga. But what?
If you need
What?
that Chick-fil-A job, though. What if you need that Chick-fil-A joint?
Needed like I needed that IHOP job, boy.
Foolish pride, man.
What if that
Foolish.
Chick-fil-A? What if that Chick-fil-A?
It might be
cool
foolish
little six
pride.
figures? What if it's a cool little
Man,
six
I need
figures,
you to
though?
run one of my Chick-fil-A. But listen, you'll be the district manager, like nigga.
But
But
he asked you to flip signs outside the Chick-fil-A like Badger. Dress up like the cow.
I'm
Dress
beating
up like
him
the
up,
Chick-fil-A cow.
It ain't beating him up.
for me,
I'm beating him
Beating him up there.
CJ from San Andreas
he offered me the right. He offered me the $100,000 district manager Chick-fil-A joint, and I need it. Yeah, we might have to go and do that.
I
See,
don't know,
for
man.
me,
My pride, man.
for
The way
me,
my
see,
pride
I
set
could
See, you
do
like
it.
Walt. You
I
like
am.
Walt,
You're
Chris.
right.
See, for me, I could do it if it was like if it wasn't like false ulterior motives. If we don't get the Skylar reveal and it was on some genuine, like, bro, you just as brilliant as I am. Like, bro, you always was cold too. Like, bro, we could really use somebody like you that has
But
a
do
different.
that matter though, bro?
No, I do, and for a person like him, because it's like I think Walt looks at him as the little homie. You know what I'm saying?
So
and
is-
you got my sloppy
You think
seconds.
Walt looks at Elliot like the little homie?
I
Like, you
do.
think he's-
I think
That's
that
how
when
fucked
they
up Walt is.
No,
That's
but
how fucked up he is.
Well, look, I think in college, Walt he got the what is Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah,
He was on the committee.
Okay,
He
but
went
I
NOLA.
think Walt was like
Yeah,
ahead,
Albert
and then
Einstein.
obviously he talks later about not making his people making decisions for him. But I think that Walt was in the lead at some point, and Elliot like envied and wanted to be like Walt, and obviously to the point he got his girl. You know what I'm saying? Got his life almost like. So I think
All of
Walt,
that is true.
I think he just looks at him like you the little homie to me. So me working for you, if he approached it like that and it was genuine, I can still do it. But the fact that you find out like, man, you doing me a favor, nah, bro.
But see, all of this is insane to me, knowing where we go in this series and the guys that he hides everything behind is I'm doing this for my family, my wife, my legacy, or whatever it may be. Here, that opportunity is right here. So I wonder if this is the moment that Vince Gilligan is talking about when he's talking about Walt officially broke bad. Because right here, series end, curtains drop, it's over. There is no breaking bad if he says yes to this deal.
Well,
And I know that's not interesting TV, but if we taking real worlds like we did with Good Earners, if we taking real world like thought process with this, nigga, take this job. Ain't nothing to talk about. This is one of the few places that Skylar was
true.
right. I don't care nothing about your ego. I don't care nothing about anything what you say. If you care about being healthy and being there for your family and making some money before you leave, take this job where people respect you. They respect what you do. You may have to eat some humble pie every now and then because the owner's smashing your ex, but I got a wife. Why would I care about
Hey,
that?
listen.
This is the end of the series right here.
This is Lim from Soul Food.
I was thinking that too.
This is Lim from Soul Food. Y'all,
I was thinking that
y'all
too.
tune in next week. We doing Soul Food on our.
Okay, so this is fresh on y'all mind. I was like, damn, I'm the nigga that don't
Well,
remember that.
when Bird,
but
if
you got a
anybody
point.
out there seeing Soul Food, Bird got Lim a job with her ex.
Because he was what is he, a felon?
Once this nigga,
Now that I
once this-
wouldn't have did.
Once he
I ain't
finds
doing
out
that.
about it, he's hot. He slammed the doors, glass
Yeah.
slams, all that stuff. So yeah, I thought about that as well. Real quick,
That's deservedly so, but that's a different situation too.
well, let's talk about it real quick because one thing that I noticed, and you know, we see after the whole gift exchange, that they're catching up and talking about how they missed this. You know, reminisce on the old days. Remember when it's the lowest form of conversation. And they both agree that you know, hey, we should do this more often. And that's when Elliot kind of brings up, you know what, we should work together. And Walter's kind of thrown off, like what, like. Well, and I think there's something to be said. Well, let me finish this. He's skeptical. Ellie's doing his best to sell it, but Walter realizes this is Skylar's doing once Elliot mentions the health insurance. Couple of things that, as Spike Lee mentioned, looking at this real world perspective. The look on Walter's face as he gets the approval from Elliot for his gift is sickening because it's just a grown man that needs that approval from like if I, as we mentioned, if you took my girl in my company, I don't give a fuck about your approval. Like, I'm not sitting there like with a grin on my face knowing, oh, he liked my gift. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. You know what I'm saying? So that
Facts.
puts you a lot more into the inside of Walt. Like he's like, I don't know another term. Like he's a cuck in a sense. Like,
Jesus.
am I wrong? You at this man crib, you at his
Cite the Ted reaction. So
yeah.
No spoilers.
As they're sitting down and going through it, what is your? You said it. The obvious answer is to take the job, but what's going on in your head right now if you walk? Like, what are you actually thinking about? Are you thinking
My
about,
girl-
hey, this is actually going to help out, or I'm so mad that she went behind my back on this?
My woman cares about me. She cares about my well-being. She wants me to be here. She wants me to be here with my family. She knows what I did and the work that I put in because she's been listening to me from the stories that I told her about the early days of this company, which I'm sure they have. Like, she's not out of line or out of base. Like, and God knows Skylar is that a lot of times throughout this series, but this ain't the place where she was. She looking out for her family. She looking out for you. And that should have been the appreciation that Walt felt in this scenario versus that ego that he has and thinking, who is this guy to offer me a job? I'm the guy that's up right now. You the dude that got cancer and working at a fucking high school making $53,000 a year and your treatment is 100,000. So let's not have a pissing contest right here and do what's best for your family, like you said you wanted to do, versus trying to go out with the other stuff that he did.
Interesting. Mo, any thoughts on that? If a good brother tries to fix his mic. No.
Bueller.
Either way, yeah, you muted if you are about to say something, Mo. But
My bad. What was you saying? My bad. I was trying
any
to get.
thoughts on? I was just asking about the whole what's going on in your head if you Walter as you're listening to Elliot offer you this job. Like Walter immediately becomes upset and
Mhm.
looks at it as betrayal, where Spike Lee looks at it as, "Hey man, your wife cares about you, bro. Like she is trying to make sure you're good. This is a chance for you to forget the history of it. This is a chance for you to do something you
Nah,
actually
forget.
love
Hey,
and
listen.
something you built."
Forget all that. Shout out to Frames Per Second. I listened to y'all Dead Presidents review recently,
Oh, thank you.
just on the random. Like I was like, I like how y'all did that. Nah, bro. Like if you my wife, don't go begging to another man giving me a job, bro. That's just never gonna. That never is going to be
Talking about what was the nigga
acceptable.
named Cuddy? What was Clifton Powell's name? In
Cuddy,
that was it Cuddy?
yeah,
Yeah, man,
Cuddy.
Cuddy. I used to
You don't.
love bring.
It's
I
That's
not.
used to love
way
bringing
more
home. I used to
disrespectful.
love
Yes.
bringing home the groceries.
Merry Christmas.
Hey man, Cuddy might have got ran over with a car.
Hey, listen.
Shot the shit out of Cuddy.
He might have had a Jimmy accident from
Hey,
Five Heartbeats, man. Cuddy
Cuddy's
would have
the
been
origin
found somewhere
story
in the
of
street.
Pinky.
Like man,
That's
that
the
shit was
origin story
wild.
of
Anyway,
Pinky.
not to
Tired and moved out
digress.
to
My
Cali.
fault, Mo.
Yeah,
that's-
exactly. But now for me, like, you just as the
Atmosphere.
wife, right? As the wife, Skylar is like, bro, you don't, you remember the scene where Martin was talking to like Gina about borrowing money from Cole,
Mm-hmm.
like that
Why you ain't
whole
get me at the
like
shower?
how he didn't get past it, like. They moved on to the conversation. Oh yeah, you was in the shower, so I asked Cole, could I borrow some money and stuff like that. And they had moved on from the conversation. And I do this all the time. Me and my sister do this. So why did you like? We do this all the time just because he couldn't move on because it's the audacity that you went to another man to solve my problem as a man.
I feel like that's convoluting the point because I do agree with the Cole situation. Don't nigga. My bitch shouldn't be asking for no cash apps for $20 for a nigga to cover no food, no bottle, no nothing. Just ask me for it. I agree with you there in the Martin and Cole situation, but this is life or death though. This is in the moment you have to step up and be a man and realize your shortcomings and be like,
Talk to me.
hey, you know what?
If you're clue
Nah,
me,
bro.
no, bro.
Sometimes us as men,
Your woman got to clue
sometimes
you
us as
in.
men don't know. Like we don't know how stubborn or ignorant or
This is true.
fucking the grudge that we're holding.
Yeah,
Like we don't know
blindsided,
those things sometimes. And it takes a good woman to be like, bro, you was bullshit.
But this
And
but
in
you
the
cross the
end,
line.
you could be mad at me right now. You could be mad on this ride home. You could be mad for next week and sleep on the couch. It's cool. But in the end, I did what was best for our family, which is my job as the matriarch of this family. As the patriarch, you provide, you do the things that you're supposed to do. She is looking out for the kids, herself, their future. This is the best play.
I understand her motive. Her motive and her heart is in the right place because it is life or death. But you talk to me first. Even if you nah, bro. Like you can't
Because you're gonna tell me no.
But look
and now
at
I'm
who
doing now I'm going against
look at what
our
she
family
did.
structure though.
No. Because she went beyond to ask his ex, roommate, college dorm buddy that has his old gal to give him some money.
Well, let me ask you this. Pause this
bro.
conversation because let's talk about this. Let's give a little bit more insight on where Walter is because we go to Walter and Skylar leaving the party. Walter's having, Skylar's having small talk, knowing that Walter's upset. That Skylar told Elliot, and Skylar says, "Hey man, he pressed me." This nigga like he pressed you. Like stop it. Like he ain't pressed you. Like that's something that you knew what you were doing. You knew exactly what the motive was. You knew exactly what he was gonna say. Walter's upset, and this is just adding context to the conversation. Walter's upset that she keeps telling his business. Every time I tell you I don't want to have this extend past us, you're telling Marie, you're telling Hank. Now you're telling Elliot. These people aren't even in our lives anymore. Do you think that has a role into why Walter's so upset? Because hey, I keep telling you this, and you keep deliberately going against my wishes and making this about you, even though it is about her. I want to give Skylar some credit there.
Yeah.
The way it is about her.
Yeah.
But do you think that has more to do with it? Like, yo, it's not the fact that you trying to look out and you love me and you care for me. It's the fact that you were directly going against my wishes in order to do so. Is Walter fair or foul in that situation?
He's right, but that's the part of being in a partnership. That's why you sign up to marry someone who is going to protect the blind spots. He's not wrong in any of the stuff that he's saying. I don't want you sharing if anybody has been in a relationship, you've probably had this conversation where like you think it's between you and your significant other, and somehow way or another, your mom know.
Is this Jody?
You know what I'm saying?
Jody, this my girlfriend.
Exactly. So
Like, damn, this
and
nigga on the phone talking my business. Like,
and in the moment, you fire red, seeing red, pissed off about it. But in the a long term of the interim of it, you like, she was just she didn't know what to do. Like she fucked with me and she got to a point where this is what she felt like she had to do for me to hear her because I wasn't paying attention to her, which is what Walt is doing.
Yeah.
So I, I totally get the scenario in which she was wrong. I get that. I totally understand
Yeah.
that. However, this is the reason that you are in partnerships and that you sign up for that. So they can do stuff like this. Yeah, we might beef about it for a while, but in the long term, while Junior gonna be better because of this, I'm gonna be better because of this, and you're going to be better because of this.
I mean,
And that's the
relationship,
woman's job.
relationship Lou. I like it. Look at him. Who would have thought?
relationship, Lou.
Lou, Spike Lou's shooting Skylar some bail is not what was on
That's
my
all-
bingo
it's,
card.
it's probably only in we in the dog days, like we said last episode.
We in the
But
dog days.
It's the last, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. But
After
I think
this, it's, we
I-
cooking.
I think that for me, it's her heart is in the right place, her motives are right, but it's like you cross the line when you didn't understand what our the code is as a man. Like that, when a true woman is going to understand what the code is.
The true
The
woman.
code,
They about to get-
like,
they about to get on
not
your
true
ass.
woman. Let me read. A true wife. That's what I meant. A true wife understands like there's certain
True partner.
codes. A true partner, but I'm not saying true partner. Get out of here, nigga. True wife, bro. Like I meant it when I said it. A true wife is just like a true husband. You understand those boundaries of lines not to cross. She crossed the line if she knew the context of this is his ex and this is his old homeboy and he has the life that Walter really wants, but she's so focused on her objective, it changes that. It changes his whole thing. So crossing lines, say, hey, he's sick, he needs this and that. It's like she already did it with Hank, and Hank took over his birthday party. So that, and I know this is, we compare it to Sopranos a lot as far as we're dropped in the middle of the mafia and the concept of an end at the end. So it's kind of like we're dropped here where we get the sense that this is who Walter White is, and these things are like the fed up stage leading into being a meth dealer. You know what I mean?
Good points.
I just think that this is her heart is in the right place, and I get why she did what she did. And sometimes you got to do that, but I think that she crossed the line in with the wrong person. But I mean, it's life or death, so it is what it is.
I don't shoot Carmela as much bail as I would shoot Skylar in a situation like this. Because for Carmela, it's you knew what you signed up for, you know who I am. If we've had this conversation and it's putting me at anywhere compromised with someone else, especially another male figure in the game that we in, you better not do it. But you know what you signed up for. The reason that I have this commentary with Skylar and Walt, because they're still civilians. And she's looking at this from a strictly civilian standpoint in the sense of you don't got your car wash job no more. You're a teacher. You turned down Hank. You turned down all of these other opportunities to be, you don't want to do the credit stuff. Here's the perfect scenario for us as a civilian family to do what we need to do to get you right, or at least be here as long as you can be to look after your civilian family, or maybe even get a cure. So what you're saying is right, Mo. I'm not backing away from that fact at all that she did overstep, but sometimes that's required from good women. That's what they do.
She was still unsuccessful though.
And that's on Walt being an idiot.
I was just about to say,
I don't
think
think he
we
was
all
an
can
idiot, though.
agree. Well, I think we all can agree that the correct decision was to either take the job, because remember, even if you don't want the job, I'm still offering to pay for your treatments. Like one of those should have been accepted from Walter. And like I said, with no me being Walter and knowing what we know even this far into the episode, like, bruh, you got strangers and outsiders. I think his name was Farley. Walter probably ain't seen Farley in 20 some years. And Farley, the way he introduces him is this is the white and gray matter. People are asking, do you run the company with Elliot? If I'm Walter, like at the least, you owe me what we don't know what the severance package was or what even happened. But I'm looking at that like, bro, this back pay. Like I ain't feeling bad about it. Give me my bread so I ain't gotta worry about this. And then, credits roll, no more Breaking Bad.
Yeah, and she right, but he's caught off guard. It's like if you include me, even if she would have been pushy about it, like, hey, listen, if you don't go talk to Elliot about it, I'm going to talk to him, and I don't care.
Nah, see, it's different than to me. And I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but I think it's very important.
I'm gonna fall back.
No, you don't have to fall back. I
That's a good
I appreciate
conversation.
your commentary. It is a good conversation, but it's different at that point there, and which is why I think Skyler played it so brilliantly. If I have this content, if I have this conversation with you prior to, and you tell me no, it's totally different from me having a conversation without talking to you, because now you way more disrespectful if you talk to me about this on the ride over and I was like, nah, I don't think that's the play. We ain't doing that. Like you said, Mo, like you don't know, like you setting the boundaries for what this is as a relationship and you being my wife. That's why it was smart of her not to have that conversation beforehand. So you can't tell me no. It's like the old saying go, I'm gonna ask for
Better ask for
forgiveness
forgiveness
versus
than
asking
permission.
for permission.
Yeah, fair.
Right. I ain't asking a nigga nothing because I see how tunnel vision that you are. You ain't want the second opinion from Marie people. You don't want to take money from Hank. I'm trying to save you. I want you to be here. And I don't know what kind of asinine plan that you got going on. You over here smoking weed with this meth head from your junior high class. I don't know what you got going on, bro. Off top, you've been acting weird. You've been on some weird type of time. So like she got all the justifications in the world to be like, look, man,
I got so much to say about that too. But
stable
that's
the
later
ship.
now.
I'm telling you, bro, like this was probably the best Skyler moment of the series. And y'all appreciate this, listeners, as I do this now for her, because it ain't gonna never fucking happen again in this series.
Yeah.
But this is probably one of the strongest moves that she made. And it's like, this was very early on, and like, let's straighten the ship. You've been acting weird. It's probably because of the cancer stuff. Here go the money for it. I'm gonna go ahead and do this without asking your permission. You swallow your pride. Let's accept this. Let's get the cancer treatment, and life is back to normal as we know it.
And it's on Walter too, because he ain't never been an alpha in a relationship. And so she
That's
felt
another thing. He
she
walking
felt-
around like
yeah,
he got
she
BDE,
felt
but
comfortable
you got-
doing this because he ain't like Marie. I don't know. I was about to say Marie wouldn't do this because Hank, but Marie might do this too. Like
Marie would do this.
But
that
for
go
a
to what
diff-
you said about the
but
background from
it's a
Skyler and her.
yeah, it's a different reason why she would do it versus. But
But
like
she would do it.
if Walt established like Tony, like Tony talking to Carmela, telling her like, "Hey, don't make me make you an accessory after the fact." Like all of a sudden now you got questions like, "Oh, do you really want to do this?" You know what I'm saying? So Tony's the alpha. She knew what she was like, how to deal with like a person like that. Like he gonna stand on business even if he's wrong or toxic. But Walt ain't never been that way. So he gave her so much comfort. That's why I appreciate the later scene when we get to the intervention. But yeah, that's all I got to say for that scene. But all the points that were made were excellent though.
Agreed.
Appreciate that badge of honor or that confirmation. Like you like Elliot and we like Walter. We need that confirmation that our points are good. We move on to a very small scene. Breakfast table. We obviously know there's tension between Walt and Skyler. It's a very silent breakfast. It looks like they're at a different table than maybe the pilot. I don't know. A little small just thing that I noticed. But either way, Walt Jr. notices the tension. As soon as he gets up, Walt asks if he wants ready to go, and Walt Jr.'s like, "Man, I'm taking the bus. I don't know what y'all got going on, but I'm out of here." Nothing else really going on. It's just showing that Walter and Skyler are not speaking at the moment. Anything y'all got to say about this?
There's hot sauce on the table. What are they putting hot sauce on for breakfast?
Probably the eggs.
White people
Right.
hot sauce for eggs.
Really?
Yeah. Eggs
I thought they
and-
were ketchup on eggs.
That's weird. That's weird.
No, I know people that do that though. I know.
Hey,
Hot sauce on the eggs or the
Monica.
omelet or something like that. Yeah.
Hey, Monica, write in, please let us know.
Damn,
Is hot sauce on the eggs? Is that a white people thing, or is it
It
ketchup?
ain't a white people thing though. Black people do that too though.
Black
No,
people
we
do.
do. We definitely do. Like I go to a breakfast
Tabasco,
joint, give me,
some shit
give me
like
that
that.
Tabasco. I need something a little spice it up a little bit. But like it just threw me off with this family. They're so square. So it's
Yeah,
that's
the whites,
more.
the whites,
Yeah,
do-
like,
the white.
who
You,
at the
you didn't
table-
expect the whites to have hot sauce? Is that what you're saying?
Which person at the table put hot sauce on their
That's
eggs?
what I'm getting at. Yeah. It's
Who is
like,
Walt. Or Walt Jr.
maybe Walt, because again,
It's down by Walt's end, I think.
it's these subtle things that Walt needs to get these freedoms in his life before we finally get to the point. It's like I am the one who knocks. You know what I mean? So it could be Walt.
It is on Walt End. You're right,
It may
Yeah, I
be
see
Walt.
it's Walt, man.
and it's
Just make
Louisiana
little spice.
too.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Real nigga shit.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
I'm
what I
That ain't no Topeka
That-
or some shit.
yeah,
like that.
bro.
Like
That's
that.
why I
Yeah,
was like,
you expect some Tabasco or Tapico. It's
Yeah, great
Louisiana.
value.
Yeah, that nigga got Louisiana. Oh shit.
That's why I said I was like, it's the skinny joint.
Yeah, that's a Louisiana. joint.
Shout out to the whites.
Hey, where
Oh.
else y'all gonna get that attention to detail of where
Nobody
you
else
at?
paying attention to that.
All right, who taking a small scene like that? We still got something out of it, man.
Yeah.
You're now rocking with the greatest. We see Badger pull up to Jesse's with pseudo and a crossbow. They enter the RV and discuss their
That's how you
plans
get
to
locked
cook.
up.
Yeah, they discuss their plans to cook. Badger asks about the bullet holes. Jesse said they're not. They're just put there for ventilation. And we see them go to the desert because it doesn't show them driving. So at first I was worried. Are these? Isn't it crazy that it was almost believable that I really thought Jesse didn't move the RV and was cooking meth in his driveway?
Yeah, me
But
too.
we
Would've
do find
tracked.
out.
Would've
Yeah, we
tracked.
do. It tracks. We find out that they're in the desert, and Jesse is doing his Walter impression while Badger is doing a hell of a job at being Jesse. When you remember the first time they cooked, we see the roles reversed. Jesse's taking this seriously. He understands the different equipment that they're using. He remembers Walt's recipes. We'll talk more about it, but this is just the intro. What did y'all think about the idea of Badger being the one that can replace Walter?
No chance at all that that's happening. But if this is the episode where Vince said that you could tell that Walt had broken bad, this is also the episode that you can tell with Jesse, in my opinion, that he wanted more. Like they try to write him off as this stoner, meth smoking guy that don't want shit out of life, just a grifter and drifting his way through. Going for that sales job, and even in this scenario, him explaining Walt like, oh, this was my partner and he didn't do his job. I could have did mine. Like Jesse wanted to be successful.
Yeah.
He didn't want to just be some meth smoking or meth dealing person. Like he really did have aspirations. And we see that in the later scenes when he cooked we'll talk about it, when he cooked the batch up and throw it out. It's like Walt has shown me through his cooking what this can be. And now I want to be like one of the best at it, even if it is cooking meth. I ain't giving him no excuse for that. That is a loser vision still. But going to the sales job and wanting to be the salesperson versus the person who's spinning the sign outside, this also speaks to that.
Is it and Mo, I'm gonna let you go. Just real quick, I want to ask this question. Is it a Jesse wants to be successful, or is it like the diner scene in Heat, where they both look at each other like, I don't know how to do anything else? Like, this is what I like. I tried to get the job, I tried to be a salesman. Like, at this point, I've got to be all in because I realize, and I'm being honest with myself, I don't know how to do anything else but this. And
That's a good question.
I experienced the best of the best with this one person. I gotta tap into it before I just throw in the towel and see if I can recreate that. I don't know if that's something, but Mo, what you think about it?
Yeah, I think it is like this is all I know type of thing. I get the feeling that Jesse didn't graduate high school. Obviously didn't go to college.
I think he probably graduated, but it was a very, very like
He had
he
deep
graduated
straight,
with like a
like-
he got
like
he
D,
graduated with
like-
like a 1.7.
Yeah, okay. Maybe. Yeah, okay. But I think that he was always intrigued with science, and he was always intrigued with Mr. White, his style of teaching. He happened to be one.
Science, bitch.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? That's good. So I think he was always intrigued with Mr. White, which is like a catch-22. So then getting involved with Badger, like him trying to like do the things he understand, put the mask on. I'm not getting high. Uh, I don't know. I think it's a lot more. I mean, yeah, he wants to be successful, but I think it's interesting that this is coming off the heels of he stayed with his parents for a little bit. They told him he got to go. He sees his brother. He has high hopes. He also sees his old drawings. So that shows him the potential and how passionate he once was. You know what I'm saying? And then, he gets another motivator like Badger after having the Spanish homie, talking about like, yo, you got some more of that, you know what I mean, that good cook. And so I think that he has something to focus on, has something to look forward to. But he wanted to be smart about it. And so, and again, when you get earlier, sometimes you get woke and realize, oh, I could do this, but do it in a smarter way. So yeah, it was a really interesting scene to me. Throwing out the crystal is still crazy though. That's a little wild.
Well, that's we're not there yet. We're gonna get to that here in a second.
Oh,
This
okay.
is just them actually meeting. I will say this: if I
You talking
tell
about
you
in the
guys,
RV?
yeah, because remember there's a break, so we get Badger pulling up, and then we go to Walt Jr., and then we go back to the desert where they're actually cooking. So I'll get to that here in a second.
Damn, that missed it.
Relevant ass Walt Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I'll say is if you know that we cooking meth and I'm telling you how serious this is, I know you're providing the pseudo, but bruh, you come with a crossbow, like get off my property. Never mind. Take your
Hey
pseudo
man,
back. We're not doing anything.
Badger
Even
is the
though
reason niggas will go to jail.
his reasoning as far as like the javelinas, like, okay, all right, you can sell me on that. But at the same time, bro, get off my property. Stop playing with me. Um, let's move on. Like I said, before we get back to the desert to show them actually cooking, let's talk about Walter Jr. Him and his friends are outside of the store looking to score some beer. First and foremost, any kids out here listening to this podcast, this is not how you get someone to buy you beer. Like you don't just hang out looking like a flunky, waiting for an adult to come over. Like I don't know. Like I can't even think of a compelling argument that a child can make to me to make me say, you know what? Sure, kids, I'll go ahead and get this for you. You better pull a McLovin and get you a fake ID. None of this shit is working. Either way, Walter Jr. is on sympathy duty. Ask a guy if he could buy it, and he turns out to be an undercover cop who's off duty. His friends run, which I
Sympathy
don't.
duty. It's crazy.
He's on sympathy duty, man. They told that nigga, like, man, give me your crutches and I'll ask him then. Nigga, you got the crutches.
That's
You're
true.
more likely to get. Hey, so shout out to the homie. I don't know why I thought it was just so funny that his friends ran knowing that Walter can't run. Like, it's just like y'all fucked up. Like, that's foul. Like, you know what I mean? They said shit. They had the plan in their head. You can
I ain't
tell
doing it with
they
you.
probably
Hey.
talked about it. They probably talked about it. Like, you know
They
what?
did.
If shit go bad, nigga, that nigga's gonna get
That
left
wa-
because where is he gonna go?
That was the whole reason he was there. Like even from the sympathy comment to
The
the
fall
running
guy.
shit, like, yeah, we only cool with you because niggas will probably buy you beer. Like they gonna look at you and be like, oh damn, bro. You want the
But
grudges?
my
You out
thing
here
is
fucked up?
like, who's gonna buy you beer for real?
That's what
People do
Albuquerque.
it.
Anything's possible, man. We the undercover. And I gotta ask y'all this. And I'll ask you here in a second. Undercover makes Walt call his dad, air quotes, because Hank ends up showing up.
Bro, you're
Hank
gonna
is
be
upset.
drunk on crutches.
Hank, I'm not fucking with you. Hank is upset.
They don't even
Not
make
about
sense.
Not about the Mo. Not he was about the beer. He was upset that he didn't call Walt. You know, he felt like that was overstepping. Walt had a. Hold on, your mic just
First, that's all I'm saying. Like,
hold on, your mic unplugged, Mo. It's got a little bit different frequency.
Yeah.
All right. Hank brings Walt Jr. home and asks Skyler not to tell Walt about the incident, mentions the pot, and Skyler mentions that it was Walt Sr. smoking, not Walt Jr. And Marie was like, you practically told me, which Skyler never said that. Marie took that and just went with it. And Hank was, of course, surprised by this. Skyler is upset as to why Walt isn't taking the treatment. And Marie suggests not an intervention, but a family meeting to discuss this with Walt. Quick question. I want to get your thoughts on this scene of Walt Jr. buying the beer, Hank showing up. But before you get into it, fair or foul for this undercover cop to actually make Walt Jr. call his guardians or parents? Like, do you think that was in line, or he could have just said, you know what, man, get the fuck out of here. If I catch you again, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. Like, all right, if you're an off-duty cop, are you spending 30 minutes waiting there with some teenager on crutches while his guardian comes to pick him up just to say, "Hey, your son was trying to bother
Hey, you
you."
know what? One, because it's Albuquerque, yes. It's probably the most action he's gonna see. And two, like your friends just ran off and left you on crutches, bro. Like I gotta at least, if I'm some type of civil servant, make sure that you're gonna be okay. And so, like no one's here with you, bro. Like you can't walk home. You can't drive. I know that for a fact. So yeah, like I'm gonna be a good civilian, a Samaritan tonight, and
Mm.
call who you looking for. Um, this is one of those AJ Soprano type things too, though. When we were talking about like they don't make it easy to like these juniors, whether it be him or AJ. Walt Jr. ain't done shit in now one of these 5 episodes to make me like him. Like he is really coming off as a typical teen dickhead son. Even in this scenario where Hank is talking to him and he looking out the window like Hank like is bothering him. Like somebody
Right.
got to kick them crutches out from under dude and let him know that life is real, bro. You gotta fall on your face a couple times so motherfuckers understand. Like you looking out the gazing out the window, like nigga, you just called me on some serious shit that could have happened, and you ain't call your dad, and now you looking like I'm annoying you. Stop playing with me, bro. If it ain't Hank or Skylar, Walt or somebody need to kick them goddamn crutches from underneath dude and let him know that falling in
Are
your face
you
is real.
are you pulling up for your nephew if he
Yeah,
calls you?
one
You
million
pulling
percent.
up? You telling pops?
He got to deal with me though. No, I ain't telling Pops. He got to deal with me though.
Yeah, I deal with you.
I,
Okay.
I
Said
may try to make it harder on him than Pops would have. Just
yeah. Just
just cause and call me and didn't want to call your dad and you thinking it was gonna be sweet over here, it's gonna
hmm
be even worse. Yeah.
exactly what he thought. Exactly what he thought. Mo, any thoughts? I know Mo was working on his microphone. Any
Pause.
thoughts on the scene? Yeah. uh, yeah, I didn't hear the feed. You try to say something or not. If not, we can go ahead and move forward with the next scene. Uh, and you can go ahead and chime in as we once you get that together. Um, we go back to the desert as I mentioned earlier, and we actually see them out. When I say them, I mean Jesse and Badger. And I was actually impressed because Jesse was paying attention. Jesse learned something. I don't know how many batches him and Walter actually cooked. It feels like it was only one, but whatever it was, Jesse learned the process and he knew what he was doing. Like the first time I dare I say, I think Jesse was serious, or we felt like he took this craft seriously or anything seriously um, in this world. He doesn't have the same touch as Walter. He throws out a bouch because it's too cloudy. Badger said it looked good enough to him, which once again shows the difference. I said that comparison between Jesse being Walter, Badger being Jesse is good enough, but good enough don't win anything. It doesn't lead us to anything. That's not what we're here for. We already made glass. I was present for that, right? So I'm not settling for anything less than that. And maybe he was trying to prove that he could do it like Walter as well. Badger's upset because he was like, "Hey man, I would have smoked that. Like, I knew the perk was fake, but I still ate it." You know. Jesse makes another batch, which looks a lot better, but still not up to Walt's quality. And Badger goes off, says, "Listen, man, you throw that out, me and you gonna have some problems. I got you 3 pounds of pseudo. It's wasted. Helicopter, bitch. Start getting into a fight." Jesse throws the sulfur in the Badger's eyes, similar to Crazy Eight and Walt. Um, he kicks Badger out the RV, leaves him in the desert, but not before Badger uses his crossbow. Not on the javelina, but on the RV. What are your thoughts on this partnership that we all knew wasn't going to prosper? And Mo, also, if you had any thoughts on the previous scene with Walt Jr., please feel free to kick in on that as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You pulling up? You pulling up for nephew, Maurice? I said Maurice. I don't know
oh,
why I said that.
if I'm Hank.
Yeah, are you if you got a nephew, if you do have a nephew, if your nephew calls you and say, "Hey man, I'm in some shit with the cops." Like, are you pulling up? Or you like, "Hey
I
man,
mean,
call
yeah,
your mom, call
you
your
know, you
pops."
got contacts and stuff. Yeah, of course I'm pulling up. Like I'll do that time because I don't believe you to be this type of kid, and your history hasn't shown that. I believe Walt Jr. and the actor was 15. So like yeah, a 15
What?
year old. Yeah.
Well,
This
Junior
dude-
was 15 when they did this.
Yeah, the dude that I work with, he said he listened to a podcast with the character, the guy that plays Walt Jr. and he said he was 15. So
He's born and he's 33 years old right now, RJ, which means that he was born in 1992.
Yeah, 15.
no, 16. He probably maybe 15,
Yeah.
about to be 16. Because in 08, I was
2000.
18. So
Yeah, 92. So yeah, 10. Yeah,
So he-
16.
so yeah, he probably, if his birthday was later in the year, depending on where this was released.
It's August. So yeah, he was 16.
Okay, so yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's just terrible approach. That's just a given. But and then what was the other question, Rich?
Oh, just about the desert scene. Just Jesse actually learning something. Were any of y'all impressed by Jesse actually retaining that information? Because when we looked, the crystal didn't look bad. It was much better than the chili powder shit. And that second batch was actually pretty close. It just wasn't there. Were y'all surprised that Jesse learned anything, or was there any? There shouldn't have been, but was there any surprise with Badger and Jesse's working relationship, not working out?
I mean, you can see that, but I thought it was hilarious how bad
Helicopter,
Badger.
bitch.
Hey, listen, this man went straight like Andre the Giant, picked this man up at 360 over his own RV. Like, I thought it was so funny because, like, bro, stop playing with me. I done brought over, you know what I mean? I done brought over my product to help make this situation work. And you talking about it's bad, and you tossing it to the ground. Like, I felt Badger. I'll be honest. Like, bro, like, I'm over here, I'm waving arrows and dressing up as $1 as a stack of money every day, dancing, coming up routines, doing a helicopter, and you throwing out what I spent my money on to make good crystal. Like, bro, get out of here. So, yeah.
This is one of the scenes that make Breaking Bad different from other drug dealing shows.
Mhm.
When you had a wire or you have whatever other drug power or whatever it may be, drug dealing show that you want to bring into it, the hustler mentality is first. I don't give a fuck what it looked like. Like Stringer said, nigga, step on that shit 3-4 times. Just get that shit sold.
Put it in a different bottle.
Put it in a different bottle, nigga, call it a different name.
Yep.
Marketing. And this speaks to what Breaking Bad is and the creator that Vince is when he's doing this show, in the sense of it ain't about hustling. This ain't about selling meth. Even for Walt, the reason that Walt is electing to do this, and even I know I asked this earlier when we was talking, he know he could be so good at it, especially compared to the other people in the field. I could be the best that ever did this. That's the reason I don't take the job with Grey Matter. I could be the best meth cooker ever on the face of the planet. And even with Jesse, just seeing him cook once, twice, we don't know how many times, but not that many times, and him producing good meth and still looking at it like, even though he's a junkie, he looking at it like, nah, I can be better than that. And that's the appeal and what draws us in to Breaking Bad as a series. It ain't about them doing the flip. It ain't about them selling the drugs. It's about way more, and the intent that they had in who they were as meth cookers or whatever it may be. So I thought that was a very interesting scene.
Facts.
Agreed. All right, we move on. Walter gets home. And nobody wants this when they get home after a long day of work. The whole family is seated on the couch and they all stare at you as you enter your home, which means the bullshit is coming. They brought
Chrissy,
out the cheat.
I walked in, your face was in the toilet. It was disgusting.
Disgusting.
I said my piece, Chrissy.
I said my piece.
They brought out the cheese board and the talking pillow, which is sick. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. I hope nobody I know in my life would ever think that I'm ever in a situation where we need a talking pillow. You can't speak unless the pillow's in your hand. Like, y'all got me fucked up.
They don't even
Skyler-
they don't exist in the black community.
Nah, yeah.
It ain't gonna
Skyler
work.
Let's
tells
just give y'all that real quick.
Skyler tells Walter that his decision to not go ahead with treatment is not in the best interest of the family. It doesn't make sense to her since Elliot offered to pay. Maybe it was the way Walt was raised, as she mentioned, but she pleads that it's okay to lean on people. Um, Hank takes the talking pillow and admits that he doesn't want to tell Walt. That he doesn't tell Walt enough about how much he cares about him. Walt was dealt a shit hand, but sometimes his luck can change. Keep placing your bets. He makes some sports analogy with baseball, like, hey, maybe somebody else can come in and win the game. Pretty much, hey, put your pride to the side and really take care of this. Take the money and run. Walt Jr. acts like he is talking to Spike Lee and tells Walt that he's pissed off because he's a pussy. Um, which brings Walt to tears. I love the little subtle Spike Lee looking up. Like, I just I always think about anytime Walt Jr. says something, I now think of Spike Lee because
Yeah.
who are you talking to?
Yeah.
He lifts up his crutch that Spike always like to mention and says, "Hey man, what if you gave up on me? I've had it bad my entire life. You can't do some chemo? Come on, bro. Like this shouldn't be an issue." Marie says Walt should do whatever he wants, which just comes to the surprise of Skylar. She's upset about it. And Hank agrees because listen, maybe Walt wants to die like a man. Maybe Walt wants to live his life. And Walt stops this argument and says, listen, he finally acknowledges that he doesn't get to make his own choices in his life. We know that, but it sounds like he's finally coming to that determination of where he wants to address it and publicly state it. Listen, I don't make my own decisions. This is something I have control of. I finally get a say in what I'm doing and how I want to battle this is my decision. Skylar uses the kids to guilt him. Don't you want to be here for Walt Jr.? Don't you want to see your daughter? Of course, Walt says, but I don't want to just survive. I want to actually enjoy life. I don't want to be here and laid up in the bed or can't make love as he looks at Skylar. Skylar, like, shit, you ain't hitting this at all. And
Right.
doesn't want to be remembered. I don't want my legacy to be the sick guy. I don't want all the things that I've done in my 50 years or however long that they've been married and built that family. I don't want all the memories to be, oh, it was the last days and I was taking care of him and lifting him up and feeding him his pills and doing all these other things. And that's a valid reason, or is it? Want to get y'all fellas' opinion. Does Walt have a point here? Do Marie, Walt Jr., Hank, Skylar have points? What did you think about this family meeting, also known as an intervention?
Everybody has points, good points. But I did feel Walter in the sense like when Vince Gilligan says this is where he broke bad, this is the scene, in my opinion. Well, the morning after is really when he broke bad, where she was bringing up like, oh, you're gonna get that money from Elliot. He's like, oh, I'll take care of it, and he knew he was never gonna get that money from Elliot. But this was like, he finally put on his big boy pants and and decided to make decisions for himself. Stop waiting for things to happen. Stop surviving and try to figure out how to thrive. And so I think he made a great decision. And when I first watched this, I always thought that like maybe Walt should have married Marie, or maybe Marie should have married Walt. Like, because this scene was just, this is Marie and
Hold on.
Scott. Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming you're about to explain why. I just wanted to know what makes you think that, because I think Marie just works in the medical field. She sees firsthand like what this is like, and I think that's her perspective. I don't think it's because she understands Walt. I just think it's like, hey, I work in the medical. I know what it's like to have family members try to force these people to kind of keep going. That's a big conversation now too. A lot of the TV shows that I'm watching, Reasonable Doubts. I know Spike Lee and myself watched that. There's a character, Mama Lou, that was like, man, I got a DNR, man. I'm not about to sit here with this cancer, and I'm about to get this surgery and try to live my best life. There's another show called The Morning Show where there's a character whose mom wanted the assisted suicide. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on just publicly with that conversation. And I thought, for 2008, they were pretty on top of it. And I think Marie sees things like that. But I do want to know why you think that they probably would have been better off together.
Because I think that Skylar she's looking for this real alpha male. And I think that Hank was more of that. And then I think Marie, like, Hank is already an alpha male, but he comes off not that smart to her. I feel like she don't appreciate his intelligence. Like when they were having the intervention, she was sitting there like, "What are you talking about?" But he was like making a good point. It just was a point that fell on deaf ears if you don't understand baseball references. You know what I'm saying? But he made a great point, and obviously Walter didn't get it either because he don't come off as a sports guy. But I think that if Walter and Marie was together, it's like, okay, she would appreciate his intelligence. It wouldn't stop her from her habits or her issues. But I've always felt that way. Every time I've watched this, I always feel like the wives and husbands should have switched. So
I can see that. But Walter also looks like the type, he seems like the type that would marry someone that brings up talking pillows. You know what I mean? Like I just like as I look at I'm serious. Like when I
Fair
look,
enough.
I'm like I could never see like if I marry someone and they start like, hey, here's the sharing pillow. Like get the what? I couldn't even imagine that. So that just fits Walter and who he
it
is.
does. It does.
But yeah, just the overall family intervention and what was said. What are your thoughts on that as a whole as well? Like who made the best point to you, the most compelling argument, and what do you think about Walter finally admitting, like, listen, I've been pushed around my whole life. I'm tired of it.
I think Walter made the best point. I think Skylar is in the right place in her heart. And even then, Walt Jr., I think he made a good point because it's crazy to think that he calls his father a pussy.
Mm-hmm. That's wild. That's
It
wild
is.
when you think about it.
It is.
Could never imagine calling Pops a pussy ever in my life. Ever.
Right.
Not
That's what I'm
once.
saying. Me neither. But then
Smack fire.
he goes into.
Nor did he do anything that portrayed that. Like that's what's crazy. Like, I just couldn't. I'm sorry, bro. That's just wild to me to call your pops a
like
pussy
you think
to his
you just
face.
gotta acknowledge that. But then when he goes a little further about like his condition, what if you gave up on me? And it's just like, bro, you know the shit that I gotta deal with being a handicapped person. I can't even lie. It
Makes
brought it
sense.
in, and I'm not a Walt Jr. fan, but it brought it in. Like, bro, this man got to catch the bus on his own. Like, you know, we make jokes about it, but like, he had to put his jeans. He got a lot to do on his own, and he really got to work hard at it. You know, because of his condition. And it's like, man, you can't do chemo. I kind of respected where Walt Jr. was coming from. You know what I mean?
I agree with Mo 100%. Walt Jr. had the strongest case in the sense of like, what if y'all had given up on me? And I seen you fight dudes in the department store because of them making fun of me. And you had the same vigor for that, but you got it for yourself. I'm judging you. I'm looking at you some sort of way. Now, Walt Jr. put it in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
But
that's what
he does have a great point.
What you doing?
As AJ did at points too.
What you doing? So what? No fucking ZD?
I'm smacking the dog shit out of Walt Jr. for saying this to me.
Are you doing the?
You get choked out.
Are you doing the Michael Corleone Godfather Part 2 when he gets up and like launches himself across the room at K? Is it one of them smacks? Like, bro, I'm getting out of my chair and I'm
gonna hold his neck, smack him, back smack him, and say, "Who are you talking to?"
Homie, don't play that.
Don't fucking forget. Yeah, homie, don't play that. Don't fucking forget who paid the bills in here. Back smack, the double joint, and we out of here.
I mean, the Tony Soprano slap, the AJ slap, like that was alone. Like when he like slap punched him,
something like that,
right there, like that. That was
something like that. Don't play me. Don't.
You're right.
Walt Jr. might slap Walt back. If we
Tyler Perry type stuff.
We get into a whole different scenario at that point.
Hey, if
you smack
Jr.
me back, I'm gonna disrespect you in this house,
Walt
bro.
Jr. If Walt Jr. is posted up leaning on something and he slap you back,
I'm gonna carry you outside, bro, and you got to sit out there until I tell you come back in.
He might have did it. But
yeah, that would be wild. That would be wild. But yeah, man, Walt Jr. Hey, I'm thinking more and more about Spike last week. Like, who told you? Like, why is everybody cool with Walt Jr. just saying this? Like, just talking about Walt like this. Like, calling your pops a pussy is nuts.
It's the handicap. They give him so much grace because of the handicap.
But as y'all said, he did bring it home with his point. You know, but I feel Walt and what he said. Like, listen, it's my decision. I don't want to live as a shell of myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm
which was a good point as well.
It really was. He made it. Shout out to Bryan Cranston because he sold it like he internalized cancer.
Yeah, and Spike Lee and myself talked about this on 2 episodes ago. By the time you listen to this on another week in the books, just the idea of getting old and what that's like and what we see that being for ourselves. Like, how old do you want to be? At what point is it like, all right, I've had enough of this. I don't want to have that round the clock care and all this other stuff. Even if my family does, at that point, I'm a mascot for the family.
Question for y'all. Would y'all have felt comfortable keeping this to yourself if you was Walt, knowing that all of this stuff was coming? I ain't telling
Cancer, what are you
nobody
talking
about
about?
it.
Cancer?
Yeah. Could you do that? Could y'all keep it from everybody?
I don't think that's fair.
No, I wouldn't do that. I ain't everybody won't know, but like my intermediate family would know.
I would have been a lot more assertive with Skylar about, listen, this is something I'm very serious about keeping within the three of us, me, you, and Walt Jr. Like, I don't want your sister knowing. I don't want Hank knowing.
Yeah.
I don't want you running up to random people because you can't take it. But that's also part of knowing who your wife is. Like, sometimes I say it all the time, man. Your friends shouldn't surprise you, and not just your friends, but this is also your partners, the people that
Your
you choose
wife
in your
definitely
life.
shouldn't.
Yeah, these are people that you chose to be in your life. They shouldn't surprise you. So you should know Skylar well enough to know, once I tell you this news, everybody that you know is going to know this news. Because this is how you vent. This is how you cope. Like, even if you don't mean to, this is something that's going to be told. And how realistic is it for me to tell you not to tell your sister, your blood sister? Like, I expect that almost. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
one of those things where, yeah, I'm going to tell you, and I'm gonna try to be as assertive as possible, but I'm also in the back of my mind knowing, like, all right, Hank and Marie gonna find out. Like, but I
And now
wouldn't
that you're
expect
saying that,
The Elliot shit would have had me mad. But Hank and
but
Marie, I
that's
would have
passive
understood.
aggressive. I think that's passive aggressive about Walt because you do know who you're dealing with. You do know that this is your wife. You know she's going to tell these people, and at any opportunity that she gets, like with Elliot, she's going to say the same thing. You know this. We've seen that. We see that throughout this series. You know who you're married to, just like we were talking to with Tony and Carmela with The Sopranos. This is passive aggressive in the sense of I thought or tried to act like, oh, you weren't gonna tell these people, nigga. I knew as soon as I let you know, everybody was gonna know. So
Mm-hmm. That's a great point. That's a great point. All right. We go to the next morning, and Walt wakes up to an empty bed and sees Skylar's books on the nightstand, a combination of how to eat with cancer, I guess recipes that'll help with treatment, and also baby books. And he looks at those books and realizes, like, yo, this is my life right here on this nightstand. And comes to the determination. There's no real conversation, but we just kind of see him having that moment in his head where he finds her in the kitchen and hugs her from behind and telling her, "Okay, I'll go ahead and get the treatment." And it's a win for Skylar. We see them at the doctor office, and Skylar goes over payment options with the understanding that Elliot is going to send a check. We also see the procedure to get Walt ready for chemo, and we can see how tedious it is and why Walt didn't want to go through with it. But here he is. So, what are your thoughts on Walt waking up the next morning, having the epiphany, like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and move forward with this treatment and make my wife and family happy? What do you think motivated that? Was there anything outside of his family that led him to that decision? And what are your thoughts on the whole process?
another one of those moments. I didn't mean to cut you off, Mo, my bad.
There you go.
Another one of those moments where we talked about at the beginning of this episode where Vince talked about this is the Breaking Bad episode for Walt.
Mm-hmm.
He knew I'm not taking the money from Elliot. I have to do whatever it takes to take care of these treatments because of my pride. I'm not going to take this money from them, the free money. I know I got to go out and make it some way. Happenstance says that Jesse shows up to my door and say he's ready to cook again, which I'm open to, and we'll get to that in the last scene. But this is when he's broken. He's broken bad at this point because I have to now maintain, keep up with this, and lie to you and act like I'm going to take that money from Elliot when I know I'm not. We've already broken bad.
Let me ask you this, Mo, before you go. I want to ask both of y'all this. Is it surprising to you, knowing that although we know about Walt, that he has enough pride to not accept that money? Like, he's been a pushover his whole life. Like, why are you choosing this moment to stand up for yourself? Like, nah, I'm not gonna take that handout. Like,
That's a good question.
everything we
It's
know
because
about
his
Walt.
wife gave him a handout. From that point,
Offset handy.
and
Yeah,
for
the
those
Offset handy.
reasons, I'm out. Shout out to Shark Tank. But yeah, like the again, similar to Sopranos, were dropped in the middle of the world. Like I believe that we're at the end of the things of these are the last moments. That's why the dialogue, rather the monologue of Walter in the intervention resonated so deeply because we're literally dropped into this is what his birthday looks like. Hank takes over his birthday. His son is disrespectful. His wife don't even give him none. She jacks off with the offset hand. You know what I'm saying? So we're literally dropped at, you know, if we see him at the car wash and tell him to get off the register and go out there and wash cars. So by the time we get to the speech that he gives, it's like it all resonates. You know what I mean? So
That's fair. That's fair. It just doesn't seem. It's a little bit of a stretch for me. I ain't gonna hold you. Like everything about you, Walt says you taking that money, and you just gonna sit there with the sour face while
And
you
why
let
wouldn't
another
you?
man take. Yeah, it makes sense to
Why
do it.
wouldn't
It's
you?
just it is one of those things where if hindsight, everything that we know that's gonna happen when it happens. If I'm Skyler down the line, I'm just like, bro, you could have just taken the money. Like
And it goes to the point that Vince said about this episode where he'd already broken bad. That's the reason why. That's the only reason that we have to stand on. And what this series is based off of
that
is
he wanted to do it.
he's that person now. Like it ain't the speech that he gave about when you knock. It ain't when he realized that people were recognizing him as Heisenberg. It's right now. It's right now with Gretchen calling him at the end, with Elliot offering him that money, with going through the intervention, and him still denying all of these things. Right now, you're broken bad. It's happened. And we 5 episodes in.
yeah,
Mo, did you have something before I get to the next scene?
nah, he nailed it.
You nailed it. Speaking of which, great segue by Spike Lee. Once again, he has a future in this business. We're getting to the phone call with Gretchen and Walter. And Walter, we see him driving. He stops, sees the phone number. We've all done this where we see the number and it's like, I ain't
Decline.
really trying to answer this, but I'm gonna go ahead. He puts the fake smile on. Hey, Elliot, and realize it is Gretchen. And this is the confirmation. If we didn't piece it together already, this is the confirmation that there is a history and a past with Elliot and Gretchen. Gretchen is concerned because Elliot told her about Walt's cancer diagnosis and said some things in regard to, hey, Elliot told me he offered to pay for it. As far as we're concerned, this money is yours. Once again, leading into whatever happened at Great Matter that led to Walter's exit, things didn't necessarily leave on a great note. And there's still some awkwardness between them. Not to mention, the guy who did get the company also got my girl. But she knew what it was going to be for her to be the one to reach out and say, look, we want to help you. We want to make sure we take care of this. And Walt's like, listen, man, insurance actually came through. They're going to get us covered. Once again, Spike's made a great point. Mo, you've made great points all episode. Multiple opportunities. Like, if you stop and think about this episode, multiple opportunities. Like, bruh, take the money, take the bread. Like, you're not even being a burden to us. We're offering this to you. We want you to have it. And Walter's still on some nine, man. What a party. It is what it is. You know, insurance is gonna kick in. I'm good. I appreciate you. I really do. And I appreciate the party again. Thanks for calling. And then that, of course, leads to Walter. We find out who he was driving to. He drove to Jesse's house and had one simple question: want to cook? And that closes the episodes. What are your thoughts on those last 2 moments of episode 5? Phone call with Gretchen and him approaching Jesse.
It's weird that he didn't really confirm with Gretchen. That was a little weird to me.
Confirm what? What do you
Confirm
mean?
what?
She was like, you know, it's because we used to be together. Like she was kind of alluding to something why he won't take the money.
It was. That's
But
why
he-
they.
I think
but
that
they
he's
didn't
not ready to
confirm.
talk about that.
But
Yeah.
he didn't confirm it, and it's many years ago. I mean, we find out like we talked about when Walt and Skylar met, which has been many, many years ago. So they've been married for even longer. So I don't know. I don't know what
You don't
it's
know
like.
what.
It is true that yeah, we used to be together, but it's like I'm not me accepting the money don't necessarily got nothing to do with we used to be together. And so it was like a kind of a weird angle for me. So
Understood. What about the decision to go back to Jesse's?
well, I think he has understood that like I'm too old to work my way up in the corporate world of science.
You think so? He's 24.
I'm talking about
What?
Walter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Jesse. My bad.
Yeah, I'm talking about Walter. Like I'm too old to work my way up in the corporate world if I'm not gonna go with Elliot's plan. And I his ego so is what it is. That's like now I can do something that I know is great. So
Fair enough. Spike Lee, what about you? Phone call with Gretchen and him approaching Jesse. What's your thoughts?
The phone call with Gretchen wasn't going to do much anyway. Like if he looking at it like this is the one as far as in intellect and hobbies and like I feel like that Walt looked at her as his dream girl. And then Skylar being pretty in Boise, that was somebody he could settle for. But Gretchen is the one that he wanted. So her calling and saying, hey, you know what? I know we didn't work out, but my new husband who took over the business that me and you started, he's willing to give you the money to take care of your treatment. And I think that'll be best for you and your family. Like, I don't want to hear that shit either, bro. So I get Walt in that. If he gonna say yes, he gonna say yes to Elliot or he gonna say yes to Skylar, but he definitely not saying yes to Gretchen. That ain't in the cards at all, especially from how we see the character that they portraying Walt to be. So I get it. I get this phone call. What I don't get, where people try to speak back on me saying that Walt has already broken bad from episode damn near one, him going to Jesse and being like, let's cook. Like, you were on the committee for a Nobel Peace Prize, bro. You were just offered a job at one of the top scientific companies in your area. Good figures, I'm sure. Nice health management or health insurance for you to take care of your cancer. But you like, you know what? I've been so disrespected. I feel so belittled amongst my family and friends that I'm going to go cook meth and be the best meth dealer. That's fucking insane if we ain't talking about a TV show. Like if we talking about the real world or any other scenario other than this being a great TV show, and these are the things that need to happen for this to be a great TV show, Walt is a fucking crazy person. And that's why I won my two in saying that he's been a crazy person since the first episode. It didn't take a while for him to break bad. Even though Vince says this is an episode, and I can understand him saying that, I still think it was before then. It was before that. He had been fed up with all the bullshit and whatnot. So
I will say
Walt is an insane person, is what I got.
I will say this is your strongest argument for you've been standing on that hill since day one about Walt and his stance and when he broke bad. You said it's from the first time we met him. I think this is the most compelling case for that. Because you just said it, man. This doesn't make sense any other way. Like you have to want to do this because you have multiple outs and you don't take any of them. So
see, but the thing is, you got to keep this in your memory that we're introduced to him and we see this in a short span, but he's already 50 years old. So it ain't like, oh, he always was bro. Like he lived a civilian life for at least 50 years. So it wasn't like, oh, this was always in you or you always had admirations for this. Nah, it wasn't that. We got to keep that in mind. When we met Tony Soprano, he was what, 38?
yeah,
Right.
late 30s.
Late 30s. And he been this. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I always have a hard time with like, oh, he was always like, nah, I don't see it like that. I see that by the time we're introduced to Walt, he has started to feel differently as a 49-year-old becoming a 50-year-old and saying like, I got to do something about it. And this scene of him saying like, I ain't never made decisions for myself, and this is the moment I'm making a decision for myself. I don't care what you think. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like,
That's a fair assessment. I think the earliest that I could go back and excuse him for his behavior is the ride along when he learns how much the meth dealers are making.
Mm.
From that moment on, it's like okay, he kind of has that seed planted in his head. He know what he want to do. He know he can be good at it, and he's going to explore this possibility versus any other reasonable possibility that presents itself as a civilian school teacher. I'm going to explore. Oh, I'm selling meth because I did a ride along with my brother-in-law, and this guy had this much money in the meth dealership or business.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's our episode, folks. Season 1, episode 5, Great Matter. But of course, before we leave and get out of here, we have to make sure we discuss some rankings, quotes, the whole nine. So we'll start. Favorite quote. Anybody have any favorite quote from this episode? I know mine. Mine is very simple, but I want to hear if y'all got something first.
Helicopter, bitch. That's
Mo,
mine.
what about you? What about you?
nah, the show is not really a quote. It's got quotes, but
It's not a it's not a quotable show for sure.
it's not like Sopranos. So nah, I don't really have a quote this episode.
No quote. All right, mine is very simple and it alludes to what Vince Gilligan said and what Spike's been saying since episode 1. Um, Walter saying "wanna cook." 2 words, very simple. "Wanna cook." That changes the whole landscape of this show. If you listen to our first episode, I talked about how episode 6 is when it really picked up for me, and that's what we're gonna get into next. And literally, since from episode 6 on, it's up. There are no more dog days of Breaking Bad.
How
You
crazy is
start-
that Sopranos is episode 6?
Episode 5 for me. College was episode 5, I believe.
Was it 5? I thought it was 6. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah, I
5.
think you probably right. You
Facts.
probably right. You're more of a cinephile.
It's usually about the 6th episode to let you know if what this is.
Yeah, and they definitely do a great job. I think episode 6 is the best episode of the season, by far. And yeah, College was episode 5 of Sopranos. But yeah, "Wanna cook," that's my quote. As we move on, best scene. What was your favorite scene throughout the episode? Or best moment, should I say? One of the two.
For me, it was the white cookout. Like that it was such an interesting thing to see Walt navigate that, knowing he's a sick man, he has cancer, he's thinking about things. He just killed somebody. Like we gotta keep that in mind. He killed someone. You know what I mean? And like navigating this world.
That's crazy that we forget about that.
Yeah, we forget like he killed somebody.
Killed a man, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just an interesting thing. So for me, it's the white cookout. I love it. I love cookouts in general. So yeah, the white cookout.
I like that.
For me, it is the scene with Elliot opening the gift. Great point out by Mo is like he'd already talked to Skylar. So is he being manipulative because he know that Walt is sick, or is he being genuine because this is something from our past that is genuinely meaningful to me, and only you and I get that. Great gray area that they play here in this episode, and what Vince does so well in both series, Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. So it's definitely that scene for me, especially after Mo pointed that out.
I like it. Mine is the family meeting, intervention, whatever you want to call it. I just think you have a lot of things. You have
Your
pretty
head
much the
was
whole
in the
family.
toilet.
You have both the immediate family and the not the in-laws, but brother-in-law,
In-laws,
sister-in-law
yeah.
as well. Yeah, you're right. You have comedy, some ridiculousness as far as like the talking pillow, and you also have some sincerity and some realness. And you get to the core of why everybody's motive, what everyone's motives are, and why they're doing what they do, particularly Walter's. And I thought it was a good way to see everybody in a different light. Yes, we don't like Walt Jr. talking crazy to Walt, and we don't know where he gets this audacity from, but we also understand where his frustration comes as well. No, we don't like Skylar. We think she's she's doing too much, but we also understand she doesn't want to lose her husband.
Right.
We also understand that, hey, I might not be like the most vocal as far as how much I care about you, but I do. And I also think that you should do what you think is best for yourself. Like, don't think about living the life for somebody else, even though that might be a part of the reason or part of the um, deciding factor of being a family man. I get that, but hey, you don't have to do this if you don't want to do it. That came from Hank and Marie, and then most importantly, Walter just being able to admit, listen, I've been a pushover my whole life, man, and it kind of lets you. It makes Spike just went through saying, "This is fucking insane. If this isn't a TV show, this is why you can sell it." Because Walt's at a point where, man, I got to do something for myself, and I'm good. I'm a good chemist. Like, it's not like I'm just some random dude don't know nothing, and I'm just on the street. So I thought all of that together and everybody getting a good understanding, and having a healthy conversation without anything going crazy. I just like that scene. That's my favorite. All right, who took the half measure this episode?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Gator
It is a really good question.
for me.
You mean Badger?
Gator.
Badger.
Excuse me, Badger. Damn, I said Gator. Yeah, Badger.
You think about Jungle Fever?
Nah,
There's
Jungle
somebody else
Fever, there
named
was something
Gator.
else too.
There's somebody else named Gator.
I can't think of. Yeah, it was another show too. with
Somebody
Gator.
else. I can't
But,
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, Badger, him cooking with Jess, stealing all that shit, Jess throwing out 2 batches, knowing damn well Badger would have smoked that. Yeah, he took definitely the half measure for this episode.
Mo?
I'm gonna go Marie. Just because she was so sold that, Hank was like, well, you told me Walt Jr. was smoking weed. And she's like, oh, well, Skyler, you were saying it in so many words that Walt Jr. was smoking weed, and to find out she got the wrong information. And then, you got the wrong information completely, and you shouldn't even jumped out there like that. Then, on top of all that, like, you go against your sister and say, I think you should do what you want. And so I think she took the half measures, because that's something that, if you were going to do this, knowing the purpose of this meeting, you should have a conversation with me first. So I think she took the half measure.
I like that. Mine is Walt, and pick a Walt. Either one, whichever one. I got reasons for both of them. One, you aren't bright enough to realize that you're the fall guy in this scheme for beer, and that if anything goes wrong, you're the one that's going to be left holding the bag. It's similar. I mentioned this show earlier, Reasonable Doubt. I know that's something Spike and myself watch, but there's a moment in this series where young black woman is hanging out with her 2 white friends, and they talk her into stealing the purse. And guess what? If something goes wrong, who do you think they're going to blame for this? It's going to be you. Same thing with Walt Jr. If you're trying to do something illegal that involves somebody running away if we get caught, knowing that you can't run, you probably shouldn't be doing it. And now you got this mopey face. You got to call Hank, all of that. And then just for Hank, I know it's not good for television, but bro, take the money and run. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're getting yourself into all this shit. And it's not like Jesse is the fucking Warren Buffett of Crystal. It's not like he's like some kingpin or it makes sense of going to business. He's a fucking putz. So all of that, him having, even though we know his reasonings, you going through with this and wanting to cook Crystal to pay for your cancer treatments when you have a millionaire offering it to you. That's just kind of insane to me. So I'm giving it to both of them. And your girl calling you, your ex-girl calling you, your current wife is dunking on you. Like, you just ain't getting no win this entire episode. Nothing that you wanted, you got. You didn't want to do chemo, guess what? Your ass taking chemo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's all types of things that just didn't work out. So I'm giving it to Walt. Both of them. Who's the MVP? Who took the full measure?
I'm going. For me, it's Elliot. Flexing. Offer you this job, nigga. I can pay you whatever you need for your little health insurance. I'm fucking your bitch that you built this company with,
This
nigga.
nigga Spike the worst type of nigga, man.
He is.
I did it all, bro. Like Jay-Z and G. Like, was it Jeezy? I did it all. Yeah,
Yeah, I done seen it all. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it all, bro. Like,
Yeah.
come on and get down with the home team, bro. Take his little insurance plan.
Yeah,
I
go
got
and get
for you.
that. I got Jesse. I think Jesse he doubled down on that last episode where they were like, "Hey man, man, if you didn't want to do it, then just say it." It's like, "Nah, it ain't even that, bro. I'm really trying to step away from this because he was traumatized." And so Jesse really tried to take the steps, and even though he's trying to make good, like the Heisenberg crystal, the fire, pack or whatever, he couldn't do it, but he took it very serious. So Jesse for me definitely is the MVP of the episode.
Same. Jesse won the episode. That's not going to happen a lot. Jesse has a very tragic plight as we go through the series, but the fact that he's out here trying to be a go-getter. This is the most hustle we've seen Jesse with in these first 5 episodes. Trying to get a real job. That doesn't work out. Okay, I'm going to try to do what I can because Badger, this guy, mentioned that he can give me some pseudo. I was paying attention to Walt. I'm making the best crystal of my life. It's not the standard that I was used to, but I'm still making a good batch. I want to be good at this. I want to make sure everything's cool. And I have this gift land at my doorstep, literally, when Walt comes and asks, do I want to cook? Now I'm back in business. I got everything I wanted in this one episode. So I'm giving it to Jesse. And then finally, we have our ranking. We have the mid pack, also known as the Spike Lou pack. We have the chili powder, and then we also have the blue magic. What do y'all rank this episode?
Yeah, is chili powder as bad as the mid pack?
No, mid pack is the worst. Chili powder is middle because Jesse was selling.
That 96
It's just
joint.
some bullshit. Yeah, the 96 joint. So we got mid pack, we got the chili powder, and then we got the blue magic.
This is the chili powder. It's the 96 joint. Like it's almost up there, but it's not trash or it's not good as the mid pack. So it's in the middle. So I'm definitely giving it that chili powder, that 96 joint.
Agreed. I'm going chili powder. It ain't a bad episode. Things happen. Character developments were able to be talked about. So yeah, I give it to chili powder pack.
Agreed. I'm with y'all on this one. I am going with chili powder on it. Definitely not the worst. Definitely not like the highlight. Once again, a lot of these episodes, even the mids,
I'd be interested to see how many
I
episodes.
wasn't talking. Go ahead. Go ahead. I wasn't talking.
I'd be interested to see what this series.
He doubled down from the beginning of this. Oh,
I did him like Walt White.
Full circle moment.
We get real Rick's character development right now.
Wow. I'd be interested to see how many mid episodes that we get from this series.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
It goes from here.
Yeah, and if as I was saying before Spike, interrupted, I was just gonna say even the mid episodes are better than 90% of television, similar to what I said about The Sopranos. I was gonna mention a website for those of you familiar with Bill Simmons, excuse me. He has The Ringer. They actually ranked all 64 episodes of this show, and I think this was 34 out of 62. So it does fall right in that middle. Kind of that mid pack. It's a good episode. It moves the story along. It's kind of a definitive moment for the series, but it's not a standalone. It's not something that I'm just gonna watch on its own without watching the entire series.
This
next episode, I will watch that on its own.
Well, never mind. I ain't gonna say this is their college because
I think next episode is their college.
Okay, because I'm about to say what people feel Pine Barrens is for people that never seen it. I feel college is so. For Sopranos, of course.
Okay, then got you. Yeah, that same thing. I took college as this show is different. This show is something that I will be tuned into. Like this is what I tuned in for, and it took a while to get there. Same with Breaking Bad, but I think next episode really takes it to a new level. So there we have it, y'all. Episode 5 is in the books. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Once again, if you do have a comment, you can email us or you can find us on Instagram. The Instagram address is NMHM, short for No More Half Measures, NMHM _ Breaking Bad Pod. And Mo, what's the email address?
No More Half Measures Pod @gmail.com.
Please write in your comments, your thoughts. You can leave Apple reviews. You can rate us, everything. We appreciate y'all, man.
Hey,
Looking forward to
Hey
continuing
Trent,
this.
man. Hey, send us a VHS, man. We'll get a PO. We'll get a PO box.
Yeah, man. We'll get you together, man. Get that shipping label printed out for you and get you together. But nah, we really do genuinely appreciate y'all. Looking forward to next week's episode. Remember, Thanksgiving will be coming up along with my good brother Spike Lou's birthday. We'll remind y'all of that, man, to let you know we won't have an episode then, but we will be back next week. Episode 6, a big one, man, a real big episode. So looking forward to that. Appreciate y'all, brothers, as always, man. Can't
Yes,
do
sir.
this without y'all. Couldn't ask for two better people to discuss this with. And we'll see y'all next week. We out.